Live.
Hello, live.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Do it. We are back with another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackheart as.
Kirik Marsh.
We have Kronos as.
Shaksa and Rotskala.
We have Telde as.
Hat?
We have Hatten as.
Tilde.
We have Marcus as.
Corvus Idolas.
We have Sammy as.
Done checking we're recording Gifted Graysteel.
We have Tobias as.
Be a steel shot.
We have online as Nightbot, and we have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
Last time on Survivors of Tarnstead, the gang was together hating. No, I don't want to do that. That's horrible. We were in the Armory of the Gods, or the Armory of the Feywild, as it were, continuing our misadventures in there. Corvus had just released the leaf that would lead him to his heart's desire. We don't really know. It's the thing he wants is what it's supposed to lead him to. Him and Telde took off on a magical journey chasing the leaf, at various points reuniting with the party. He eventually found a warforge that was, or not a warforge, sorry, it was actually a robot. Wow, I typecast those. Sorry.
Ramadan.
Sorry, they all look alike to me. So he found a group of Robata with one of them that was acting in a very different mannerism from the other ones, which they introduced themselves as the Call. And they had an interaction with Corvus where the entire world started to shake and rumble and nearly get destroyed. But for a brief moment, it nearly ended, and then it didn't. The creature was explaining its plight, that it was a echo of the thoughts of or attempts to reach the dreamer from the outside, and the dreamer had manifested it as what it is. It had been locked up by Miris into one of the holding cells that is not on the map, not in the listing, and the Robata know nothing about it. Corvus eventually ran into with Telde, ran into Imor, who was scouting around the Sirius facility trying to figure out what the hell happened. He came rolling up on Telde and Corvus to ask if they touched anything, had they done anything. Telde tried to repeatedly do in a wink wink nudge way of our new friend, huh? Over and over again about the Robata that was possessed by the shadow creature. Imor didn't get it. Corvus ignored it because he wasn't involved. Corvus ended up spilling the beans that he is an aspect of the dreamer here to experience reality. And Imor was like, well, I fucking gotta kill you now. And that's really sad for me because Imor's a nice guy and he doesn't like actually killing people despite being the god of death. He's probably the most sympathetic person in the world when it comes to dying because he deals with it all day, every day. So Telde sent a secret message to Gifton while trying to ask Imor to stay his blade for a moment. Gifton didn't really understand much of it other than Corvus Imor doing thing. Telde scared. Gifton brain freaked out. She started screaming from one end of the facility and the whole party ran up to meet up. We all had a big fight. It was not the kind of fight that you normally have. It was the kind of fight that was embarrassing and screamy. With everybody kind of taking a turn, at yelling at each other, breaking down,
you embarrassed me in front of the god.
We embarrassed ourselves in front of a god and an extraplanar being. So there was that. So eventually, Imor, feeling awkward about the situation, this is what I choose to believe. Feeling awkward about the situation, was like, I'll let you guys handle this amongst yourselves, and then checked out a bit, knowing that he can bide his time. Death waits for us all. So Imor checked out. we sat there kind of getting to know Echo, which is the moniker that they're currently going with, Anti-Echo. Got to go Anti-Echo a bit. Corvus and Telday were talking about stuff. Gifton was like, well, I have some things I'm trying to get done because the entire purpose of this trip was to get stuff to help fight Morgani and fight the first dragons, and I've been trying to stay on task, and I'm trying to get over there. And then it was like, oh, hey, let's go open the door to let Echo out. So Gifton was like, Miris put you in there, and Gifton was like, I kind of want to see if Miris will respond about this and maybe come say any shit. Miris responded like a petulant child and threw mud at us, quivering, twisted faith creatures, tentacle, corruptions of divinity that he had gotten out of his pen and filled the hallways with them. Which triggered Ilan. Feel bad about that. Ilan came to try and rescue us all. Like the brave, good God he is. That was actually really sweet and endearing of him. Get it? Endearing? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, DM gets it. Anyway, so anyway, so he came and kind of bodyguard and protected us. Corvus I want to say dispelled, but that's not the right word. He banished the one creature off to another realm, into the bubble of the beast, as it were, that we were told about by Echo. We then started making our way out. Corvus and people started arguing about, oh no, let me go get the items. No, let me go get the items. And Gifton kind of just sat there going, I'm not giving access to any of you fuckers. And so she had Dadriel go with one group. She went with the other group. They went to go get things. Raziel prayed to his father in what felt like a horrible thing to Gifton, because she hated that defeat of, oh, he's having to ask his dad to call off the dogs to get the faith creatures to go away, but not before Cassie had to face down what may have been her aspect of divinity that she had lost. A lightning version one came right at her and then disappeared right when Raziel finished his thing. We got the sword that can kill anything. We got the ammunition of that's gonna fucking kill something. We got the vortex sucky thing, which Gifton tried repeatedly to convince Ilan that we didn't really want it, having seen what it is and the requirements of it. She had concerns and she doesn't want it. She wants it to go back in holding, please. I don't want to use it. I'm scared of it.
Fine. It's in the Fae now. They get
no,
to deal
that's
with it.
worse. They're idiots.
And they probably have their magic lying around and fun around with it.
It's not safe amongst people. So anyway, so we have that thing. Ilan escorted us all the way out. We picked up all the items that we'd been getting on the way. We didn't get everything that we wanted, but we got a lot of things. We also found out about an egg of the first dragon. That was the child of the magic that is in stasis in there, which a bunch of us are, well, some of us are kind of interested in getting it out and letting it get raised, and then hopefully like going back for any other intelligent creatures and or items that can be safely released into the world, because the gods have bad judgment in some of our eyes. We got outside and Oberon was there. He was really excited to see us. He totally wasn't waiting. And he wasn't exuberant to see us in any way. He wasn't sulking that he wasn't with us. He offered to make a nice little tea party with tiny little cakes and have a nice little sit down with us and just talk about everything and stuff like a cute little teenager. And then he stumbled off into the woods to go get shit really quick. And I think that's where we left off.
Yep.
Oh, and I was holding on to Raziel and Dadriel's hand because I was trying to go to a place of safe and centered mind, because the concepts that are coming out of Echo are very disturbing and upsetting.
I'm going to give us a tiny little retcon, just for convenience sake. The pile of miscellaneous faith-related items that were gathered and you guys collected and took out with you were not in fact gathered up and waiting for you all. The automata on your way out told you they were still collecting the last few items, and if you wished, would bring it to the entrance for you.
Okay, good. We'll have them do that.
And this way you can still get an explanation from the automata, if you please, on what they are, rather than going outside going, what the fuck is this shit?
That's great. It's great. I'm going to try and
It's
get them
starting
to
to
haul the
potentially
sucky thing
ending
back
the
in.
world.
That's going to be great for them.
It's fine. You just start shaking them at something and hope that
Also,
nobody dies.
talking about the Fae being idiots with the sucky thing, all I could imagine was a bunch of pixies running around it, screaming, "Yay, Oblivion! Finally, we can die!"
Oh, see, I was imagining them figuring out how to ride it like a little vehicle.
Slingshot.
It's like a vacuum.
Guys, the pixies
no.
figured out a new form of time travel. They're doing slingshot maneuvers around a black hole.
No,
Honestly, I'm just expecting Tiny Toons with will go down the hole.
no. There's a group of them that thought it was really funny to go. If you love us enough, we won't get sucked in. Traumatized one of them.
Okay, right. So you are all
Sorry.
standing out there watching as Oberon departs. Echo's strange automata form, watching curiously as he goes, before turning their head towards the rest of you and going, "So, what kind of form is convenient? You are all rather mixed." Should I keep part of this? Perhaps an arm? And they raise the sort of robotic arm up.
You could. I know humans are very common in general. I know what a human is. Second.
I believe so. If they're still the same, like a few of you, although more rounded ears. Or have they changed?
No, you have it about correct.
I still look human, so.
And yes, I know what a human is. Still common.
I mean,
Mm-hmm. Much more compared to most of the other races.
it's very, very odd to ask, what do you want to be?
Well,
I don't think it's fair for any of us to give you our preferences.
fair. Maybe
Well,
not,
we might
but
be a bit
helpful.
biased.
Yes.
Might be biased.
Bias is good. Bias is what I want. Positive bias, you see.
Best chance of blending in.
I point over at Carrick. Everyone thinks he's attractive.
Like him.
Yeah,
He's
but
a
that
dragon
also
right
makes
now.
But that also makes him very standoutish.
I mean, the wings and everything make that even without the other part of.
No one pays any
And aren't you
attention
still in
to
Dragon form right
those.
now, out of character?
This point, oh yeah, I am in dragon. That was
Yeah, you're in dragon form. I said he's in dragon form, but usually as a half elf, he's considered quite attractive. He's actually kind of got the strange allure as a dragon too. It's very hard to really pin down.
He is fetching.
Yeah.
Gonna shift down to the normal half dragony-ish.
Oh, this realm is delightful. Where does the mask go?
What do you mean?
Well, you have to
That's the mask.
put it somewhere.
What mask?
The mask.
His weight, the size of him.
Yes, his entirety.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I balloon up either.
This one.
I mean, what are you
Yarr.
doing? Are you redefining the rules of reality? Are you just shunting it off to a sub-realm?
I think most people consider it just as magic and leave it as that.
It has been studied a fair amount.
I mean, it would be an interesting thing to go over physiologically how a dragon does that.
Well, then, like him.
Unfortunately, we're very uneducated in this matter.
Yulia, my lad Shax just start going off on a very nerd tangent about this.
Sort of, except there isn't actually a whole lot discovered about what happens with it.
You can still nerd out about nothing.
You're right that it is incredibly studied. The current scientifically minded magical community is incredibly curious about what the fuck is actually going on. But it's a little bit of a mystery.
There is a certain aspect as well of being more unassuming. You don't draw attention.
Attention bad?
Depends on the attention that you
fun, don't
want.
listen to him.
I don't think
He
Attention's
just
fun.
kind of flat faces when you say that.
It depends on
Oh,
whatever
you need more
we're
attention.
doing.
That's all
So
it is.
you don't like attention. You do like attention. What about a middle ground between the two?
I think that would be the best case scenario.
I'll go with that then.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. A
That
little,
would likely be closer
a
to
little
him.
bit of your lineage would be nice as well. In fact, I think I can take bits and pieces from everybody if you don't mind. Not literally, I'm not taking anything from you, but inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you think is the best visual to ensure that you don't directly make yourself a target for curiosities.
Something like 5 heads or something.
Yeah, so you probably want to skip me. But Carvis is probably a really good one. And Carrick.
Like bits of you. I like that aspect. And,
You do appear more normal in this current form,
automata.
referring to Gifton.
Ah,
Yeah. I guess it, a coping mechanism.
I'm going to think on this a little bit. It looks like one of your servants is waiting for you. One of me, but not me. You know.
The thing similar that you're inhabiting. Right?
The robota, and they're just sort of sitting down in the grass. But yes,
What
you can
is-
indeed see a robota sort of waiting at the crack in the wall.
What does she or it looks like for Corvus?
Exactly as everyone else sees.
Just the robota.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Talon made him good. All right, I'm gonna go see the Rabata.
Ifton,
Mm-hmm.
I have brought the items that were requested.
Is there anything you can tell me about them?
Yes.
Would you tell me about them,
Yes.
please? Tell me about them.
Of course. It will.
Relinquish your information.
This will. It will actually sort of reach behind it, where you can see a few automata just holding items. It looks like they've carried them individually. It brings one forward, which looks like to be a wooden cup, a chalice of sorts. And it goes, "This is known as the Chalice of Sacrament. This was crafted by a holy man in cycle 35. When filled with the blood of a holy man, a priest, or other blessed, it will create a link to the divine through the one who has donated their blood and those that drink from it."
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you.
The priest, the holy creature, or the otherwise blessed essentially becomes a conduit. Do you wish to receive this item?
I do, please.
And it will hold it up to you.
Eric and Star.
You take it from it.
Put it in my bag of holding.
It will then reach behind it and take another thing, which just looks like to be a short branch that has a green apple attached to the end of it, a few leaves on it. This was referred to as a rotten grace. It was discovered in a grove in cycle 245. The cutting of an apple tree. It grows an apple once every 7 days if there is no apple on it. Consuming the apple imparts divinity onto the consumer. However, within the span of a year, this divinity will turn to infernal energy, bringing about demonhood, damnation.
All right, do not want that item. Thank you.
It will actually hand it back.
Gifton?
Hmm?
That might actually make for an interesting rehabilitation item.
Explain.
Because if it gives divinity, but the divinity then rots, you could give it to a someone who's suffering from already treading down that path to buoy them from going down said path, or maybe even bring them
Rabata,
back. For a
any
short time?
information on continued consumption of apple?
Continued consumption of apple will indeed stave off corruption turn of divinity to infernal energy. It will, however, be far worse
Concentrate.
if it ends. The divine energy will compound, build, and then all will rot.
I don't like it.
Well, it takes a year, so one apple a year until we can fix everyone.
Fix everyone in what's way.
If
Who are we
anything,
fixing?
if anything happens to this item, that would be bad, and I don't know who you're talking about using it on.
Raziel, if he really gets bad.
I'd rather not, if you don't mind.
L'Oreal, it could bring her back to her senses for a short time.
I know what Turiel wants. It's not this item.
Okay, well, I was just making a suggestion.
Cassie, the result of it is they will become infernal. And delaying it just makes that infernal power greater. It's not that it's a means of beating a condition. It is the end result.
Is it something that you are considering for yourself?
No.
May I continue, Gifton?
I'll take the branch. I'll put it away.
Oh, it will turn back to re-grab the branch and then hold it out to you.
Yeah, I'll put it away. We don't need to use it. We'll keep it as a back option. All right, Cassie?
That's all. That was the only idea. Is emergency.
Okay. I just don't like that as a first grab. All right, so putting that one away. All right, next item, please.
It reaches behind it and turns back around and holds out what looks like to be a bone-carved dagger. This is selflessness, created in Cycle 1. This item, when used to inflict a mortal wound to oneself, grants tremendous holy power to the user. However, this power cannot be used to heal oneself, nor is the body any longer receptive to any form of healing magic.
Ooh.
What is the effects of one who can contains the ability of regeneration?
I think it were to go to can no longer be healed.
I'm just
The body
curious,
is
asking.
incapable of healing.
Got it.
So it is a suicide.
What is
Even to
the,
those that have regenerative properties that are non-magical, the wound must be mortal.
What is the breadth of the power they wield, and for how long?
The amount of power is immense. Varies somewhat from user to user, but observed acts were mass resurrections, defined strikes rivaling those of archangels or even massed groups of divine beings.
So you turn yourself into a holy nuke, or holy bomb. We don't know what the nukes are.
Thank you. Putting that on my bag.
Yeah, that's a last stand.
That's the last resort right there.
No, it is selflessness.
Yes, it is selflessness. Thank you.
Categorization. Personal.
All right. Any other items?
Yes, one more. It turns around and then turns back, holding what looks like to be a needle is the wrong word. It's a long, conical tube, but very, very thin, tapers very quickly, and is clearly hollow at the tip. On the other end, fixed into pommel's not quite the right word, but it is a more cylindrical part of the item, is a glass bulb with metal filigree sort of holding it in place. Looks like it's screwed in. And it goes, "This is Catch, created in cycle 371.
What does the item do? Oh, go ahead.
This item, when targeting angels or other divine beings, a stab wound will siphon off divinity. This divinity can then be consumed. It creates a coalesced liquid. The effects of the divinity do not last, and the mortal consuming it will die if they run out.
I don't like that.
That one's going back in the pile. No, thank you. Put that one back where it was.
As you wish." And it just turns around and hands it back to one of the automata.
It could come in handy.
There was one item that you had that you didn't have details on, right? That you wanted?
We have lots of items we didn't get any information on, but we have one item we don't know anything about. That was when we had hauled out.
Yes.
We hadn't known.
Right. It will go.
Faith.
Yes. I have details on the unknown item.
Yes, what is it?
It will. But it was in the case. There's the convenience for why you can't see what it is. And it will open up the case. This is Fever Devotion.
Devotion?
And it looks like a prayer wheel. Just a metal prayer wheel. The top and bottom of it, as well as the handle, although the wheels themselves within it are wooden. This wheel, once used, links the one praying to the god they are praying to if they once held a link to the god. A priest that has been cast out, disowned, cut off in any form will regain their link to their god. Side effects include extreme religious fervor and devotion.
Anything else?
Let's see.
That's the only known side effect? Okay.
This is the only known side effect.
Include a rash.
Rabata,
Hemorrhoids.
before we leave, I have a question regarding the ammunition that we took.
Yes.
Is it... does it have any hazards for the user, and does it have a reusability to it? Or is it going to be used and gone?
You're referring to the ammunition vending, the arrow, crossbow.
Yes. Yes, head.
This item was observed to have no limits on how often it could be used. Side effects included severe pain, wounds inflicted onto the user equaling the wounds inflicted onto those struck, although the effects of instant death are not transmitted.
Okay. And
So if we shoot it in the eye, then
yeah,
you might lose an eye, but you do not necessarily lose your life.
are the users been recorded being able to be healed of those wounds?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Anything else we should double check on? I look over at the group. Was there anything else we took we should get more information on?
We could try to get more information on this gloves.
Oh, we kind of got a lot on that one already. The Blade of Slaying, does it also impart equal wounds?
No.
Oh, that's good to know.
There are no visible wounds inflicted. However, instant death is inflicted upon the wielder as well as the target hit.
Okay. Well, that's important to know. Also infinite uses.
Correct.
Nice.
Although maybe not for the user.
I was just saying, I don't think technically not infinite. Eventually, everybody would be dead.
The sphere of consumption.
Yes.
There's just no way to turn that thing off, right?
Correct.
Okay. What about the orb of suction? Is it dangerous to activate?
The item is already activated.
Okay. How do you make something go in?
You must remove the energy field containing the item.
How is that done?
The item has 3 points on it that can be dispelled using high-level dispellation magic.
Glad it didn't just say, "Let me demonstrate."
How close of an area to the orb is it dangerous when those safety mechanisms are gone?
Approximately 7.3 miles.
That is quite a range.
I kind of want to put the orb back, guys.
Why did we take the orb initially?
Because Ilan wouldn't let me leave it in the room.
Yeah, we didn't move it as much as Ilan moved it.
Yeah.
It is fair. I see no need for it.
I feel like it is very much too dangerous to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I can catch a spell that far away.
I could wish one, probably, but that would be 7 miles of dead zone forever that we'd never get back.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anywhere on the continent that we can do that, and that Stenhouse is probably having a fit right now.
Oh, for which?
The fact that the entire world just shook and felt like it was ending a bit ago.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But actually, there kind of is a place on the continent.
Where?
That lives there. Remember the...
I don't think Noran would appreciate us doing this.
No, I'm just saying that it is a spot
they
that
might.
nothing would be injured.
It might be a
directly.
slight improvement, right? I still want to put it back in.
Yeah, I do not argue that,
James,
but that is a spot.
could you and Dadriel help me heft this inside?
I'm not the strongest of men, right? But I can certainly try.
It's not, if I require it requires 3 very high-end mages to be able to do this, and you're the highest mage I know.
Indeed, I am quite tall. Let's try moving this in. Okay, right.
Okay.
Oh, no, I see. There are challenging links on this. Look, little bit of education for you.
Yeah.
And it's basically going to bring you over, and it's going to start pointing out these sort of glowing energy ruins on it, and explaining to you how you anchor magic into them.
What's anchoring?
While they're doing that, Jax is going to take a cue from what Gifton said, walk a couple paces away, and put his hand to his ear in an attempt to contact Stenhouse.
Yeah,
5% chance it fails.
No, there's it entirely fails.
Oh.
You're in a special place.
Oh yeah, special place to do it.
Yeah, we're in a dead zone.
We're in a hidden place of that the gods can't peer into right now. So yeah, I'm going to.
I thought the building was that. I thought that side was.
It has a little radius to it.
Okay.
They don't want the building being observed exactly,
Fair.
Yes. The automaton's actually going to watch you doing this before piping up, going, "Sir, if you're attempting magical communication, may I suggest you walk approximately 137 yards in any direction away from the building."
Thank you. And Jax will kind of click heel, and he's just going to fly that direction because that's a slight bit faster than him on foot.
Okay.
Bye. Have fun in the Fae.
Shaxton flies off. Flying.
Actually, with any direction, straight up work.
Presumably.
He's going to try straight up.
Okay. You start going straight up, which starts to feel a little weird. It's not stopping you, but up in the Fae is a distinctly unpleasant experience. You're starting to learn. The horizon is wrong. It seems to try to move itself to meet your gaze. As in, hey, you're supposed to be down there, or maybe this side of it's down there. And you start to lose all sense of orientation. Could you go ahead and just let's call it a intelligence check?
Okay.
Right. You manage to keep yourself oriented as best you can, and you get up out of distance.
And he will hit the earpiece again, attempting to contact Stenhouse.
Okay. In that case, I will need the D100 roll. 5 and below, it doesn't work. You're fine. Yeah. Sorry. The communication goes through, as far as you can tell.
He'll go, Stenhouse, just checking in to see if everything is okay. We felt, well, we know theoretically what caused the world shaking earlier. It is nothing to be afraid of. It is solved. Please contact me back to your earliest convenience. Thank you.
Oh, you felt that wherever you are as well?
Yes.
I was wondering if we were being struck by a minor earthquake, but that felt a little off for an earthquake. Like, I don't know, can't quite describe it. There's some panic in the streets right now. Frankly, I've got to deal with this, but thank you for the heads up that it's not bad.
Yes, it is solved. It is not going to be an issue again.
What was it?
That is information that I'm not sure you really want to know.
My boy, this affected my city.
Sax will breathe and sling him. It was a being that was attempting to wake the dreamer, and waking the dreamer would end our entire reality.
Right, so I was going to put that in the mind fault. Thank you.
I did give you a warning, sir.
Yes, and the line cuts.
And Shax will basically just slowly go back down, so he's not trying to go up as fast, he's trying to just keep his bearings in that.
Don't get the reverse bends.
Yeah, you start to slowly come down, and that continuing queasiness that you had going up just seems to keep building as you're traveling downwards as well. When you land, I'd like a Constitution save from you, please.
Okay.
For a moment, you do feel that slight rising of bile in your throat, but you're able to swallow it down, stern face.
Mm-hmm. So just a hard breathe in, breathe out the nostrils, and then okay.
And
Come to think of it, Saxon, have you ever, breathed fire?
Yes.
I don't recall.
In character, you've seen me, or out of character, you've seen me breathe
I know.
fire.
Yeah. This is just Corvus. He's just like, I honestly don't remember.
the robota at the gate is going to sort of look around briefly before going, are my duties here done?
Yes, your duties here are done. Thank you.
It bows its head briefly before it and its little group of cohorts turn on heel and start moving back deeper into the facility.
Pat it on its head for being a good boy.
I would head pat, but it's taller than me. And I'm just going to
It's all the way over there.
You're just going to what, Semi?
I'm going to try to haul this in with Dadriel and Raziel.
Okay, right. Dadriel, you take that anger point. Well, I'll take this one, Gifton, that one. Right.
Let's just get it inside in any of the rooms. I don't think we need to get it all the way back. We can
indeed.
worry about that later.
Right, let's leave.
I think maybe Ilan will notice the problem and that we left it.
Yes, hopefully. Right, and
hopefully won't decide that it needs to.
Right, Sammy, if you expend a 9th level spell slot, you will be able to move this with their help.
All right, I'm expending a 9th level spell slot.
Okay, right. The three of you link it, and you definitely feel this tether. It does actually feel like a weight on your very being, as you are lifting it up with magical energy that is now established between you and it. You
Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I don't
No.
like it.
no, unpleasant. And Dadriel actually seems to be struggling more than either you or Raziel at this. Like there is an intense look of concentration on his face as the three of you start to move it back into the building. You want to just leave it in the entrance hall, or you taking it into like light containment? Where are you going to drop it?
If we can get it to light containment, we'll drop it there. I'd like to get it behind the door.
The magical link doesn't seem to be any fear of breaking. Like you don't feel any sort of form of concentration or such. There's a link, but
If we could get it to even like second tier containment, I'd be happy. I just want to drop it someplace that's not where a pixie's going to fly in and see it immediately.
okay. Yeah, you are able to do a walk to secondary containment, and
All right, we'll drop it and then we'll head back because
well-
it doesn't take any more.
Well, Gifton, Dadriel, and Raziel have headed in. Oberon actually returns carrying what looks like to be a green woven basket, very flowery and all that, and a cloth, fine silken purple cloth draped over his other arm. He goes, right, picnic for everybody. Well, everybody except where is
They will be
Gifton?
back in a moment.
Where have they gone?
Back inside.
Back inside once more
Yes,
into that
thing.
horrid place.
Yes, the horrid robots had given them something that they did not want, so they're giving.
Terrible things. They should bury the whole thing further into the ground. Once she's out, of course.
Gonna come back here next time.
Well, it is time. Gives me time to prepare this at the very least, and he just sort of shucks the blanket off of his arm, which then unfolds itself and just gently wafts down onto the grass. Quite a larger than it looks folded on his arm covering. And then he just drops the basket down onto it.
It's purple, isn't it?
It is purple.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's purple.
Tea and cakes in the basket. Sit down here, and he's just going to sit himself on the blanket and look around expectantly at all of you.
Is he doing the thing of trying to get like into the best position, like a teenage girl, like making sure that they're like appropriate,
Tugging
like,
them
No,
together and
the coolest spot possible?
He seems to just sit himself down. Somehow his robes have just like settled wonderfully, like covering his crossed legs without any real blemishing or anything. It's just perfect, really.
I wonder if he brought Cassie the whiskey.
And he just sort of looks at all of you and just goes, right, going to join me?
Cass is actually going
Sure.
to instantly move over and settle down next to the blanket, but she's not getting on it directly.
Jax is going to calmly sit down on the blanket.
so will Carrick.
My dear, you're
Cass is
only
not-
you're only half horse. You do not belong on the dirt. Please.
But I don't want to rip your beautiful blanket.
Oh, you couldn't. Please.
Cass is going to kind of do the strange little horse hop over.
Doing the knee hobble.
Yeah.
Okay, right. You sit onto the blanket, and this is such a comfortable blanket. Like it feels like silken sheets taken to the extreme. You can't feel any of the bumps of the ground beneath. It's a perfectly plush surface somehow.
It's entirely normal.
He had a memory foam blanket.
It has a memory foam blanket that somehow has far too much memory for its thinness.
Memory foam weighted blanket.
And
He goes over, puts a boot on it. Yes.
he just
No, I
opens
will
up the
stand
picnic
nearby.
flask. You can stand nearby.
Consider it.
Yes, I will stand nearby.
He looks over and he goes, "Oh, you're not joining us. What about your? Wait, that one wasn't. That's one of the ones that hit me. That one's not welcome. But you know, you're a nice big metal man. You're welcome on the blanket."
It is appreciated, but unnecessary.
The entire thing is unnecessary, but the unnecessary things in life are the most delightful things in life.
Corvus is
Corvus is what?
rubbing his head.
Come and sit. We are waiting a moment.
All right. Sit.
I will watch for now.
There is a brief sort of glower on his face. That little thing of somebody who's trying to appear nice, and you see that little bit beneath that isn't. But then he just sort of rolls his shoulders in a little shrug and goes, "Suit yourself. I wanted to treat you to some delightful food and drink, but my kindness is clearly too vast to be handled. But the rest of you, though, shall dine on such delights." Yeah, and he's just going to start opening up the basket, and as he is, Gifton, that is when you will emerge with Adriel and Raziel.
Oh, that was the worst experience of my life.
So come, let me fix it. And you see most of the party seated on a blanket with Oberon.
Oberon, what a delight, you're back!
Who is putting like plates out of this picnic basket and just like almost frisbee tossing them onto the blanket, where they land perfectly with little cakes and such on them. Like they don't fall off or anything, just settling down onto the blanket. Then out comes what looks like to be roasted quail, little tiny eggs, which Dingus immediately starts to get excited about.
Dingus is gone. He's off my shoulder. I'm pretty sure he's gone to go see Unky Oberon.
Yeah, there's an assortment of pastries. Dingus jumps down onto the blanket, and Oberon bows his head respectfully to him.
Dingus bows his head into some food. I have expectations for my little monster.
Starts as a bow and then just slams his face into a cake.
Carrick, you would identify these as quail eggs that Dingus is now just like swallowing just directly.
Are they shell on or unshelled?
They are unshelled.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see him doing either way, so...
Yeah, basically that wouldn't change it. But yeah, he's not chewing. Like, there might be the occasional chomp, but it is golden retriever with a bite to eat. It is gulped.
You could watch this thing just traveling down his
I'm gonna
throat.
loop my arms around my two brothers and just start guiding them over. And I'm just gonna say very softly, if I had an ounce of his style...
She's, of course, referring to Dingus.
Yeah.
I must say, you know that the style influence on the face, it must come from us, you know.
Yeah, I just don't have that. I just kind of believe the light frisbee toss coordination.
Well, little sister, hang out with me a little bit and I'll have to teach you some style.
Wow. Well, we're going to bring Merrick over in.
Merrick
We're actually safe here.
Merrick is going to start chewing on what looks like to be this strange little square cake covered in icing and little strips of color on them.
I've been trying. Never figured it out.
Oh God! You found the sugar.
Juggling is easy. You just throw it from one hand to the other while the other's up in the air. It's simple.
Okay, well, I'm missing out on one part of that, but I couldn't tell you which. I just know that they both go down.
Then I'm guessing it's the in the air part.
Sometimes I get hit in the head.
So yes, the in the air part.
Yes, you're all able to sit down on the blanket, and who is choosing to eat and drink? There is indeed a very nice bottle of whiskey here. In fact, any food that is requested, he seems to be able to produce.
Carrick's eating and drinking.
Yeah, Cass is going to
Cass
eat
is
and drink.
probably
Cass
eating
is
and
not going to hold anything against him right now. Cass has had a really bad experience.
Corvus is just staring at everyone, watching, not really contributing.
It's nice food. It's like it's not the most defining thing you've ever tasted. Some of it doesn't even compare to Carrot's cooking, although some of it comes close. It is just particularly nice food.
It's very nice. I'm going to take a cup of tea and I'll take a little cake onto a plate for myself or some sort of little bit of nosh. And I'm just gonna, as I'm raising my tea up to drink it. Where'd you get the water for the tea?
Water for the tea. It's just the water's there.
Oh, okay.
I suppose I could ask. 1 second. And he pulls the basket over and he just sort of looks down into it and goes, "Oh, Mill, where is the water from?" And you just hear a voice from within the basket going, one of the glades, my lord. One of Mirafin's glades. Oh, wonderful. It's good water. And he just sort of puts the basket back down.
Oh, good. Just wanted to make sure no one turns into a deer or something.
Oh,
I was
no.
really thinking the basket just reply would search me, mate. I'm just a basket.
Mirafil would not allow her waters to be tainted by anything like that. This is the purest of pure.
Who's Mirafil?
Oh, she is a rather delightful minor fey lady who has quite the interest in water-dwelling things, if you understand what I mean.
Oh. Oh.
She likes nymphs, you see.
I thought everybody did.
Likes a lot. In fact, rather romantically, I have to say.
Oh. Well, that's lovely.
Yes, it is. I mean, of course, there is only one in my life that would get such attention from me, but if she wishes to romance every nymph out there, that is her decision.
And I'm sure the nymphs appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Every nymph wants to make a trip to see the purest of pure.
Well, I'm sure they do.
That is a funny phrase when you think about it, but true all the same. Right, so you are...
It is kind of a funny phrase, isn't it?
happy with the spread? You're not eating.
Very.
And he's looking straight at you, Corvus. Are you displeased with what I present?
Not really that.
Oh.
Things.
Oh, just try and nibble. It's good.
So that can't quite be true. I mean, I don't imagine any of you are ravenous, but none of you are full, right?
Mm-mm. I'm not full.
It would be very strange to feel full here.
Cass is taking a sip of the whiskey and just enjoying it, looking at Corvus, pouring out another glass and just holding it back towards him.
These little eggs are great. I had a little bird that came out of one of these. It's living on my farm.
Oh, perhaps it should produce some of those. A quail, I believe it's called.
My friend Carrick here got it for me in Zaha.
Oh, that is a delightful gift. Does it produce well?
It's still a bit young. It's growing up.
Well, I hope you get one that produces many an egg.
I hope so too.
Corvus takes the glass, just holds it.
Drink it. You need it as much as I do.
No, he must have a drinking companion, please. And he's actually going to reach into the basket and just pull out a whiskey glass for himself and hold it out towards you, Cass.
Cass is going to pour Oberon a hefty pull.
Thank you.
He's much bigger than all of us, so he needs more.
I was hoping you'd pull out another person. I think it's a drinking companion.
No.
It's a drinking companion person.
And then he's going to look at you, Corvus, and he sort of holds the glass up. Let us drink to the good health of all here.
Cass will hold up her glass. I will drink to that.
Carrick also will.
Just will call me.
Echo, do you like to drink?
I don't have a mouth yet, I'm afraid.
Okay,
She's
you're
not welcome
working on
under the
that.
blanket anyway, and he's sort of waving his hand at her.
She's trying to get a mouth.
She's one of those robotta, though.
She doesn't want to be.
The discussions that happen.
She's trying very hard to not be. She's working on it very hard over there. She's thinking really on it.
Well, okay,
You don't
maybe.
want to be a robotta, right, Echo?
No, I'm having some difficulty shifting this thing's form, though. Well, you should get a new one. He says rather snidely, before turning back to the rest of you. Right, so we all wish to drink to this then. And he smiles at you, Corvus.
Sure. Drink to everyone's health and fortune.
No, just the health part. I'm not going that far. And he's going to down his drink.
Cass will follow suit.
Little facts. with what he's drinking.
So, okay.
You going to join in, Telday?
I cannot drink.
Yes, you can.
Just slam it into your mouth.
Nope, that is what I am going to say.
Yes, no, he goes, yes, you can.
It is not drinking as such.
It
I'm
counts.
gonna drink my tea. Swigging down my tea.
Resignedly will take a glass.
Pour it into self.
Yep.
Okay. Right. He seems to ignore the pseudo dragons. Like he's not going to force them to drink alcohol. It doesn't seem. But everybody that takes a drink,
Corvus didn't.
you're not taking it.
No,
Okay.
he just raised it up and said it.
If it was insisted that it be alcohol, I would have swapped, but I was drinking my tea.
He was just doing a toast. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a toast with my tea cup.
Yeah.
So.
And Jax was drinking coffee.
Okay. Everybody that has taken a drink gain a permanent 10 hit points.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Everybody be happy about Papa Oberon. He loves us.
Well, he wasn't going as far as the fortune part, but the health, yes, he'll help with that.
Health.
I'm not sure he really needs to grant us fortune. We're pretty rich already.
Speak
For yourself.
You're rich too.
Come
I'm
on.
getting poorer.
Your dead mother is definitely rich.
And
No, she was quite poor actually.
and he's going to
Cassie.
drop his glass back into the basket. He looks down into it and goes, come back when they're all done, not a moment sooner. Before he sort of stands up, starts brushing himself down. It's like, right, I've been a good host, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you heading off?
Very much so.
Yes, Titania is doing some wonderful things, and I don't want to miss it.
All right. Well,
Hello.
I'm gonna get up and brush my outfit off real quick, and I'm gonna go try and give him a hug real quick.
You've got to give him a hug, and instead of a hug, you sort of get caught with one arm, and then like your other arm, it gets grabbed by the hand in his hand, and he sort of twirls you around in a minor dancing position briefly, before setting you back down on your feet, and then crouching a bit because yes, he's a very tall man, and he goes,
Yes,
and
he's bigger than
you,
Goliath.
my dear, he says with a smile, must pay us a visit, and we shall all run in the woods together.
I would love that.
After you've removed that from my garden, and he's sort of waving his fingers dismissively at the automaton again.
Of course. I hope I get to see you again soon. You give your lady my best, please.
Of course. Ta-ta to you all, and keep the blanket, leave the basket. And he's going to just sort of unceremoniously turn on heel and start sort of waltzing off. Humming a little
Before you go,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Oh, many do, but I'll see if others answer.
Well, it involves potentially someone
Lost you, Toby.
in your kingdom.
No, we haven't.
But I was curious if you might know which of the Fey Lords created the centaurs.
Hello? Did we lose me?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we lost.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
You may not be able to hear.
Which of the Fey Lords created the centaurs?
Yes, because it is a thing that we don't know.
Oh, let's see, it's Milan and Malai.
Lan and Malai.
Yes, the twin lords.
I have a feeling that the two creation myths are both true then.
Oh, which myths do you know?
That the centaurs were made because the Fey Lord in question saw a man riding in steed and thought they were majestic and therefore needed to be one to make them even more majestic. And the other is the Fey Lord saw someone who was arrogant, so to temper them in humility and teach them humility, they made them one with their horse.
Well, I mean, I only know the tale as they tell it, but it's not far off, I suppose. I mean, Milan was rather aggravated by the arrogance of the elves riding their steeds through his hunting grounds daily, and was displeased by it. It was going to, get rid of them entirely, but Malai, she thought they were a majestic sight, so, they just decided to keep them, meld them, teach them a little bit of a lesson, but not get rid of them,
So both statements are true. But elves? She's grabbing her ears. Elf? I thought we were human.
No, Elven.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back, Marcus.
Oh, that changes things.
Yes,
Wow,
I'm
we're really short-lived for elves, then.
well, the horses don't live particularly long, my dear.
It does kind of balance her out.
Still, I want to think meeting in the middle, but that's for another day and another discussion. But I thank you for your information, Lord Oberon. I do appreciate it.
Well, if you ever want to seek them out and ask some more questions, I'm sure they'd be happy to tell you about all of the various methods they try to make your kind. But for now, my lady is waiting.
Try the staple gun.
Thank you again, my lord.
And he just inclines his head slightly in acknowledgement before continuing his little waltz off, humming a little ditty to himself about seeing his lady love.
And Cass is going to wave as he leaves.
And in case you want those names, Toby, here you go.
Is she going to wave with the arm that he originally removed?
I was close to the spelling on those.
Corvus will put the full cup down and just stand up.
Well, let's get everybody home then.
Before the Bay Cops come.
You hear a little voice from the basket just going, my lords and ladies, finished.
Yes, thank you very much.
If you could please drop your things into the basket.
I'll put everything back in the basket that I had out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Opening up the basket. There's a kitchen down there. And you can see a very, very, very short, stubby little satyr just sort of wearing an apron and just sort of mulling about the kitchen, quickly taking like dishes that are dropped down, putting them into what looks like to be a wash basin.
Oh, you keep a very lovely kitchen, sir.
Thank you. It's not mine. My Lord Oberon keeps it.
Have a drink on me. He drops his cup down.
Oh, you're gonna spill it all over.
Strange enough, the cup lands standing perfectly on the table down there. All of the dishes deposited do, they just settle like they did onto the blanket.
Oh. You look briefly panicked.
And he sort of takes up the cup and just sort of raises it up to your Corvus and goes, thank you, and downs it before continuing putting stuff away.
The basket will get back on its own, or?
No, I'll do that.
Cass is going to pipe down the basket. By the way, everything was very delicious. Thank you.
Thank you kindly. You wouldn't have any recipes, would you?
Carrick might.
I don't, but Cass is looking over at Carrick and grabbing Carrick and shifting him over.
Just throw him in the bag.
Put Carrick in the bag.
And he's moving around the table that's down there to try and get a better angle on Carrick, craning his neck up. Which one? The pretty one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a work call, apparently.
Oh. Damn.
If only he'd warned us sooner, we wouldn't have done this. Well, clearly,
Oh,
Carrick would relay some recipe tips.
Oh, you're back.
I thought I was muted.
You were.
You were.
Thank God. I was worried there because I put the headset on and I wasn't. Sorry. What happened?
So
You're being told to give recipes to the little satyr.
Where did you leave off?
In the basket.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I will do.
So
show how good they are.
Well, this little satyr is looking up at you and just going, a trade for a trade, my lord. A recipe for a recipe.
Sure.
All right. Let's see. You know how to make fairy cakes?
Have I ever heard of anything called fairy cakes besides stories, like I figure folk tales?
No. Yeah, there's certain delicacies that are known as fairy cakes, but like it's just names for little cakes.
Probably not the ones that you make here. Have you ever heard of Scotch eggs?
Of what?
Scotch eggs. They're
Sausage
Kinda like a-
wrapped around and
yes, they're breakfast all in one. They're egg and
Dingus
sausage.
is like meep 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 meep.
Yeah,
The Lord
Dingus
of
is
the
now actually
River
trying to
loves this.
describe the air quote recipe, which is,
Square, square,
Tasty.
squirrel, circle,
Yeah.
square, tasty, square.
and also even if it wasn't shapes, would probably be entirely inaccurate as it's based entirely on eating them.
Yes.
You got to put the yellow stuff into the white stuff.
And then the brown stuff around the yellow stuff and the
Oh
white
my
stuff,
God,
right?
my brain
Uh-huh.
just followed that, and I.
And then the crumbly bits, right?
Yep. Dingus
They're all
might in fact
crumbly
think
bit.
that you have to make eggs.
I mean, something does.
But yeah, if you want to tell him the recipe for Scotch eggs, he will give you a recipe for fairy cakes, which sounds very like mundane. It is just making a little. Oh my god, I don't actually know what you call them because they are fairy
Is
cakes.
it bread with frosting on it?
No. It is essentially not quite a cupcake. It's just a little sponge cake that you slice the top half off of, and you put a little, and then you slice that top half in half. You put a little bit of icing down on the sort of bottom of the cake, and then you put the top halves of it arranged so they're sticking up like little wings.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that sounds kind of adorable.
No gifted.
And it's a very mundane little recipe he gives you, but
I mean, I gave him a mundane recipe, so.
well, thank you. I'll have to try that for my lord.
Definitely. Thank you for yours.
Right, mind closing the lid up? Makes cleaning a bit easier when there's not leaves and such falling in.
Yes,
of
is
course.
everything in here already?
I think you've not left anything out there.
Kind of looking around real quick just
No, I
to
think-
double check.
Just
Yeah.
the blanket left now, right?
Yeah, and the blanket's yours, I guess. Right.
Do we just leave the basket here?
Oh yeah.
Afterwards.
I'll get that sorted after.
Okay, thank you. You have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Thank you. And Carrick's gonna
Yeah, and
close it.
closing the
very
lid, the
carefully.
sound of cutlery being sort of cleaned and such stops entirely.
I'm going to start folding up the blanket, and then I'm going to offer it up to Cassiopeia.
Cass is going to take it.
The blanket folds up like as you're sort of folding it. It seems to shrink a bit. It folds up very nicely.
This is very nice, Cassie. I think you should have it.
Well, we can use it when we're out in the field because I haven't had a chance to fix the Vardo.
Well, that and it's hard sometimes for us to find a good bed for you. It's really comfy, you know?
It is.
So be handy. Dadriel, would you mind getting everyone home for me?
Certainly. I can take everybody home. And where are you going, little sister?
I've got one last item to pick up, and then I'll be home myself.
Right, certainly then. All right, let's go, everybody. Are we going to the same place? To make it easier.
Take them to Beacon. That would probably be easiest.
Good. Right. What about you, Raz? Yes, bacon for me as well. Unless you sure you're alright on your own?
You want to make sure I get home okay?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you should come with me.
Okay, well, we'll meet you there then. And Raz is going to give everybody a wave. Dedriel is like, right, who's holding my hands?
Jack
Cass is going to grab a hold of one of Dadriel's hands and just like, okay.
Right, big meaty hand grasps yours. Then one of yours, Shaxton, and everyone link up.
Grab Shaq's hand.
My
Grabbing a hold of Corvus.
Oh, the directions are very hard to tell here. This might be a little rocky. And so there is a sudden disorienting.
Yeah, what about
Echo?
Echo?
Oh, you're not forgetting about me. Is it okay for me to go out there looking like this? Maybe I should just abandon this body. Just leave it here if I am, yes?
How like since I remember all the Warforged look a little bit different, don't they?
Very different, yes.
Did any of them look close enough that this body could be passed off as a Warforged?
No, entirely different materials even. These things look like they're made from white marble. They got a taller but slimmer look to them.
Would Echo be passed off as a prototype?
Echo, when you
Yes,
inhabit another
potentially.
body, what happens to the creature already there?
Creature?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I don't want to take something alive.
Okay, so you're thinking about just abandoning that one. Can you make your own then?
If given the material, yes.
What kind of material do you need?
Well, I mean, when I first arrived, I did rather like inhabiting, they were like people, but carved from wood.
I've
A
made
dryad?
something. I'm going to very carefully pull out one of the plush toys that I made for my kids.
Oh, yes, that sort of thing. It's easier if they have the facsimile of a humanoid form already, you see. Or, I suppose if I wanted to be a dragon, the facsimile of a dragonoid form.
I'm just imagining.
It creates more of a resonation, if you understand.
I'm imagining Buy-A-Bear.
Oh no, I'm imagining Chucky.
That too.
Ah, shit. There
That's
is.
a little small.
There is Hadwin.
Beacon? I will work on something when we get back to Beacon.
Well, I was thinking I could make something quick with magic, and that could work, right?
I was actually thinking I could cast an illusion over the form.
Well, there's a couple spells that will let you form something. I could work some stone for you very quickly.
That would be helpful. It doesn't need jointing or anything.
You just want a facsimile? Is there a big rock nearby?
Yeah. A little
Okay.
distance off, you see a sort of mossy boulder.
All right. I'm gonna
Very
go over
tastefully
and
placed.
and I will stone shape a rough humanoid shape.
It was tastefully placed.
Well,
It's still tastefully placed. It's just not human shaped.
I like the green.
This is temporary.
Right, yes, it is temporary. Okay, right, well, thank you. I don't know if this thing will still be active once I'm out of it, but do as you wish with it. And
if you don't want it, then okay.
you mid-sentence when there is already this strange blackness pouring out of the automata, and just sort of coalescing around the rock, sort of starting to surge into it, and you hear the rock starting to grind and crunch as it reshapes further. In a very basic form, you do see splits appearing. It's like jointing, only there's no real mechanism in between it. Like there is a separate piece of stone that is the elbow, and then there's just rock grinding either side of it. Clear seam, but no joining.
You might want to make them something nicer out of wood that would have some better jointing and such. More to their liking. This is just to get them where they're going. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
And the stone thing suddenly it goes to give a thumbs up, but it hasn't bothered reforming a hand, so it just raises
hand up stub.
Yep.
All right. Well, they'll.
Does she have tiny hands on the stub?
Nope. Just these great big stone blocks at the end, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not going to Dragon
Make
Age,
something a bit more articulated later. All right. Well, somebody grab Echo.
It lumbers over to the circle. Dadriel looking at it and a little bit disconcerted. That's
Oh, we won't get in.
There's you've all seen golems before, right? Those that have magical inclined sight. Seeing rock move without any animating force is weird.
I mean, it has an animating force.
So it's not visible though.
It's very, very, very special animating force.
And the automata is just going to touch Corvus. Like Corvus, you get a bit of stone poked against you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming the robota is
Just inactive, stumped over in the grass.
I'm going to try to place it in a bit more of a kind way.
Okay.
And,
Raz will come help you with that, and it's hard to move. Thankfully you're pushing it down, just shifting arms, but that lifting just the forearm is like lifting a fucking massive weight.
Oh god, I'm really out of shape. That's what I'm telling Raziel.
Rez's face is like strained.
Help.
Have we already left at this point, or are we still?
No,
sure?
Dadriel's watching them.
I'm gonna. Let me go see if I can help, and I'm gonna go try myself.
Are you
Okay.
still a dragon, or have you
No,
gone back?
I'm in human.
Okay,
I'm in the elf form.
Turned back
I'm
to
gonna see
character.
if I
Yeah,
can.
give me a strength check, please. I must ask, are you trying to reposition it or actually move it?
I
I'm
was just trying to reposition is what I was trying to do.
Hello.
Okay. Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna give Marcus a message.
As I'm helping reposition you, doing that, say, might be easier to maybe call one of the ones from inside to help move them back in.
I think it'll be fine where it is. Nothing's gonna happen to it.
Okay.
It'll be all right. We'll get it in there eventually. It might be something that the Fae want to draw on for a bit. It'll be fun for them.
It's like a cast. Just gonna come back. It's signed. Unfortunately, nothing. The sprites don't know how to spell their names, so they're just squiggles. And
Or Oberon might feel really happy if he gets to bury it. I don't know.
It's just gonna come back, then it's just gonna
A
have.
big mound.
Yeah. And just
Okay.
the gravestone on it that says, I win.
one hand just sticking out, like trying to
Yep.
escape.
Help me. I appear to be
Okay.
underground.
Carrick, you head back
I
to
do
the
not know
circle.
how I got here.
Yes. After I help you position.
Right. Once the circle is completely linked up, people holding hands and just generally grabbing onto what they can.
Kumbaya.
There is a disorientating lurch as Dadriel does the classic angelic movement through the Feywild. Gifton and Raz. Raziel's going to look at you, Gifton, going, are we off to see Oberon again, or what is happening?
We're gonna go reclaim the Blade of the Faithless.
Right, so under his throne.
Yes. Just a quick dip under his throne.
Okay. Right, come on then. And he's going to offer his arm out to you.
Yeah, I'll take his arm.
And you both start walking through the gardens towards his home. Yeah, keep doesn't sound right. Castle doesn't sound right.
The tree castle,
Yes.
basically. Yeah.
Yes, his abode.
His abode. We'll start going that way.
Well, that wasn't an entirely pleasant trip, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm kind of okay about it. I've kind of processed, I think.
A lot
I'm not-
to process.
Not gonna get wrapped up in this whole meaninglessness because I just don't buy it because it means something because I think it does. So
It's just a further step up from the gods' thinking. Does not invalidate anything.
yeah, so whatever, we'll do our own thing. The divinity thing's a bit upsetting.
Yes, got to think on that a little bit, I suppose. It explains some things at the very least.
It really does. The amount of cycles was a bit upsetting.
Yes. Father never really talked about how many there were.
Also, apparently Law still had a lot more archangels.
Yes. I suppose we can't have been expected to survive through every cycle, right?
Yeah, but 72? 3 left? 4 left?
I wonder if we are just replaced when we fall, or whether there was a large mess before.
We're at one point everyone an archangel? And then
Maybe.
denoted? I mean, it's just...
More questions,
I
right?
mean, more questions than answers. And, Are you okay if I want to try the blade on you?
I'm not disruling it with what we've learned, although I'd like a little time to think on it.
Fair. I want to make sure we have it secured, though.
And brings into question
I mean, my
Turio's
people
motives.
secured, okay.
Yes, it did. And besides, your people came through it with, well, Divinity. Look at you.
I know. So, I mean, it might not be that bad. It might be good. I mean,
If not for me, maybe perhaps for an ancestor. Or a descendant, correct word.
yeah. I mean, little Raziel Jr.'s running around.
Oh, what a horrifying thought.
For who?
Well, for me, and of course to shrink my own ego, I would have to imagine that any progeny I would have would just be as clever as me, so the entire world would fear.
Well, of course, the fear would be incredibly hard. I just don't know who would manage to keep up with you on such a thing. I think all of Beacon would quake with the arrival of your progeny. I have to chase my children off yours with a stick.
Oh, really now?
Yeah.
And
You know you're their favorite uncle.
I mean, how could I not be? They do say that those that don't actually give them most attention, children love them. Sort of clever ploy on me to steal away your kids for myself, you see.
Oh, clearly.
It's going to be my personal little army to levitate me where I please, and all that nonsense.
They would be entirely pleased with that, I'm sure.
As you're speaking to him, you're coming up to the gates of Oberon's, well, his door, I should say, where there is just currently he's just sort of slumped over, his little cap down, say to guard, leaning against the sort of woodwork, which he just pokes his cap up with the tip of his spear when he hears you approaching.
Hello.
Hello.
Lovely day.
You again.
Yeah.
Where's the rest?
Oh, they have other things that they want to do, and
I like the one with the eyes.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell him that.
Please do. Send my best regards.
I will. What was your name? Well played. Maybe have entry, please.
No, you can't have it, so you might borrow it, though.
Ah. May I borrow entry for a bit?
Oh, please.
Thank you.
And he actually just sort of nudges the door open with the butt of his spear, and it just sort of creaks open.
Alright. I'll head inside.
Right. You head on inside and start trying to navigate your way to the front room.
Yeah.
I'd like a survival check from you, please.
Survival check. That's where I want to go. So good luck to me. Oh, wow.
Right, so you're going to have a good half hour of conversation with Raziel as you get a little lost in these halls.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. Meanwhile, most of you have done angel travel quite a few times, and you're very good at combating the disorientation, the sickness that comes with it. Only this time it feels like you've been hit by a truck. You come.
Truck.
Oh no, you've been isekai'd.
Yes, you landed in a whole new world. What is your magical secret power that you have been granted? Yes, you all.
A whole new world.
You all land in the middle of a beacon, about 5 feet off of the ground, where even Dadriel just crashes to the floor, and you can hear him groaning a little bit. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Are you all right?
Oh, I don't like flying through there. I don't like that at all.
I don't think I like it either anymore.
I
Certainly
think I left my lunch there. Ugh.
Better than here.
You know, I don't think I have ever felt queasy before. Except when I was dying. It's a little like that.
See, not the same.
Certainly hope not. And he's going to sort of stand up again. And there's people around, sort of looking on, gossiping. One of the shopkeepers, a young elf woman, actually sort of hurries on up and just goes, "Is everyone all right?"
A little bit of rough teleportation is all.
Well,
Thank you.
Do you need any help, Lord Mask?
I think I'm gonna be okay. Is everybody else gonna be okay?
Should be fine.
Oh yeah.
We will be fine.
Actually, it would be out of Kirby character. How'd Echo go?
Echo crunched onto the ground. I think actually the stonework of the ground might have splintered a little bit. But they're just sort of sitting up silently, and they're getting a few gawks because this doesn't even look like a proper golem.
But doesn't seem worse for where
Not that you can tell.
Us.
Can we just get back to Pekin?
Yes.
Yeah.
For a very disorientating travel.
Yes, very very bad. Even is this worse than our first attempt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think we have extra planar being in tow that's probably causing issues.
I mean, the fact that we were in a
Oberon was just complaining about the fact that he was trying to do it from the Feywild and it didn't feel right.
Mm.
Oh, Dadriel, you mean?
Dedriel.
Or Dadriel, yeah. Sorry, I said Oberon.
Dadriel.
Okay.
Yeah, the Feywild, basically, Marcus, the Feywild's fucky concept of direction, time, and space really fuck with the angel flight.
Yeah.
I was wondering if
it's
it was
fine.
that or if it was the fact that we're like kind of in a
It's like birds messing up their general location.
shielded area in addition to that.
May not have helped.
Let's get moving and not so much hang around.
Echo is now looking about curiously.
We should probably get you someplace to settle.
There will be more
Very
time
good idea.
for things once we get you a proper mode of being.
She
Yes,
does
Echo.
have the closest open area, so
Yeah, Echo. You're gonna be with me for a little while we get you a new body built.
They incline not quite their head, their whole upper body at you as an acknowledgement.
I'm just imagining the slowly tilting. Okay, is it too far? Oh, nope, it hasn't gone too far yet.
And then they pause a bit as if curiously, and they hold up one of their arms, and you see the stone there starts to shift a little bit, taking on a different appearance. Becomes almost white. And then on their other arm, it starts to flatten out a little bit and becomes more dark, blackened even. And then there's a horrible noise as they start using the chalk of their right arm to write on the blackboard of their slate left arm.
I hate this.
Yes.
And they just hold up organic malleable material, please.
Yes. I have a workshop. We will build you something. Dadriel, a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have a little bit of time? There's something I need to talk to you about.
I should be getting back, but I can spare some time for you, yes.
It's only a few moments.
Willem can wait.
And I would appreciate it.
Is this a private matter?
In a way, yes.
Lead the way to your workshop.
All right, come on, Echo. If you guys need,
I
if you guys
apologize
need us,
for the trip.
I will be. You know where to find us.
No problem. Thank
Very
you
fast
for
for us.
getting us back.
And he nods his head towards all of you before just starting to follow along Cassie, Echo in tow.
What you gonna look up? What time of the day is it? Since
Let's see, you guys left in the morning, right?
More or less.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like it's nighttime.
like dinnerish time or like
People are packing up stalls, so some people would be having dinner about now.
You feel like you're in trouble.
In such deep trouble.
Especially because it's 3 days later.
Well, I mean, she knew I was going to the
You say
Fae,
that,
so
but it might be. Oberon did get us to sit on a really
Yes.
comfy blanket.
she does know I was going to the Fae, so she does know that much of. I don't know when I'll be home from this because we don't understand time there. I'm actually going to send off a quick sending to her. Just Talia, are you at home or at the tavern right now?
You get a quick reply of, "Oh, finally home. Eggs."
We're burning spell points. We're just
That just goes
teleporting
poof.
home. I just go, eggs, and disappear. Because I'm actually quickening the spell.
Holy shit! We've been gone for months.
Well, there's Drake's too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not the dragon.
I figured it wasn't the dragon, but still, I don't want her being the only one there when those hatch.
Yeah,
So-
it's got the panic of, I don't know what these are. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which
I'm
honestly
expecting
applies to the
12.
dragon eggs as well, really. But you know,
I
That's on both of us.
But if Gibson was there, the panic would be, "Oh God, you're a father! And then if you are a father."
The Carrick just is saying,
yeah,
literally just
Carrick,
putting 12 points.
you teleport back, and there is your wife with Lucian, strangely enough, in the room, looking over these little
Morning or evening.
the evening. I brought a book, and he's holding up a book on Drake biology. And yeah, these little Drake, air quote, little compared to the dragon eggs. The Drake eggs are, like, you can see cracks, you can see a little bit of movement.
I got a brief training on these, on what to do, if I remember correctly,
You did.
from our friends. So I am going to start working.
Okay, right, cool.
And
yeah.
I'm also going to step away.
Yeah, well, that's going to be your night, essentially.
Yep.
Okay. Telde, Shaxon, and Corvus.
Corvus is. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, Carrick just vanished. Dedriel headed off with Cass and Echo. What are you doing?
Jack's just going to look at the others, bow, so and go, "I think I'm going to go home and work on some projects I have to work on until we can hopefully get to the airship tomorrow. Good night."
Good Nobbin. Corvus is gonna start walking into town and actually go to Argy's.
Okay, you're heading off to Argy's place. What about you, Telde?
Tilde is going to look left, right, shrug, stay there.
Cool. Right, nice. About 40 minutes later, Telde, you actually have a couple of Warforged approach you who are just out wandering at night. You've met these a few times. They're night elves, essentially. Yeah.
They're not owls, they're warforged.
One does actually have decorative owl paint and goes by the name Owl, so I'll thank you very much to
How dare
Thank you for one-upping me.
so you at least have a little bit of company. Corvus.
I'm technically supposed to, shut down for a while, so it's just gonna.
You've only got a few
stand
hours. You got to shut
wherever.
down, so you get a good hour's company. They're just happy to talk about. They're gonna Owl in particular is actually going to try and teach you a bit of stargazing stuff. You may have heard various forms of this over about several thousand years.
A couple of them he's responsible for.
Now, what you might even get a point of no, it's not called that. Yes.
I'm going, I don't remember saying that at all.
Corvus. What are you heading over to Argy's for?
I'm just gonna go over there. The lights are there lights coming from candles in the house? Or?
There are drawn curtains. There is a little bit of light coming from one of the upstairs rooms. Peeking out from under the curtains.
Mm-hmm. How late is it?
It's nighttime.
It's nighttime.
It's basically it's not the point where most people would be going to bed, but they had kids.
Yeah.
So who knows?
He's gonna go to the house, stand there for a moment, then shake his head and go to his place.
Okay, you're gonna knock on the door.
Yeah, he's gonna knock on the door lightly.
You knock on the door lightly, and then you're going to hear a little bit of crying. Some familiar cursing, and Archie's going to poke her head out of the upstairs window, sort of staring down at you, Corvus, daggers.
Sorry, may have lost track of time. I'll stop by later. Sorry.
What is it?
Just a lot, and just trying to make sure everyone's okay, considering we've been away for some time. Sorry about that.
Archie's going to sort of poke their head back into the curtains. You hear a little bit of hushed, muffled talking back and forth. Before, she'd do that. She's going to climb out of the window.
Gave birth. Here she is climbing out a window a day later.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, it's Archie. She's clearly wincing as she's doing this.
Tell her does not do this shit.
Yeah, Corvus, this might actually alarm you.
Is like, no. Okay.
Kronos, please take over.
Archie will just climb down, head to her and go, okay, what's up?
Just wanted to make sure that you were all right and your kids were all right and you're not pulling anything.
I mean, it's not the worst I've done.
Yeah, well, I don't think you've had kids before.
No, but I have been nearly disemboweled.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
How's
It's weird.
How's Marissa?
Doing well. I don't think either of us are adapting to kids well.
Yeah, well. It's you got something a lot better going on than what we've been doing. So enjoy that.
What have you guys been doing?
Making sure the world doesn't blow up nearly every day.
Was that? It would have been a couple days ago for them in this part that the world shook.
The world shook, RG, about 4 days ago.
Fuck.
Archie's really good. So you guys were responsible for the thing I'm assuming we voted for, but about 4 or 5 days back.
It's been that long. Yeah, we were in the Feywild.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I don't know if anyone's told you. It kind of all happened very quickly, but we all killed me, so that's a thing.
Are you just gonna kind of look down, look up, go? Could have fooled me.
Yeah, well, I've been fooled plenty of times already.
Pretty spry for a dead guy.
Just look up. I'm gonna leave that one where it sits.
Yeah. You're welcome to come to my funeral if you wish, but I know you're probably busy.
That's weird.
Yeah,
don't
I know.
But that's weird.
Imagine my life right now. But
I mean,
it's good that you're top form and everything. But I should let you get back to your children. I no mean to be myself.
Yeah.
But do take care.
You guys need
And
to stop more often.
He will nod. His eyes are shut, and he pats Archie on the shoulder.
And she'll actually tinkily grab the hand and not let move her and go, no, really,
Yeah.
you guys need to stop in more often. I'm not the only one you guys just kind of don't see.
Yeah.
Talk to people, you doofuses. I'm saying
Well.
that for all of you, not just you.
I will definitely let everyone know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
I mean, you as well. And
You look like shit. More than usual, which that was rude and
no, it's
not unfair.
deserving. It is very true. Yes, well, for me, I saw myself get killed. My whole life shattered. And yeah, I don't know what I am. Don't say you're Corvus. I'm not Corvus.
I was just say you can pick yourself up from that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that are happening that don't really make it bothering a lot. But
honest question, when the hell did anything we were doing make a whole lot of sense? Like, there's that first couple months, and then everything kind of went sideways.
Yeah. I don't know.
But no, you guys are better at rolling with it.
I don't think some of us are going to keep lasting that long.
I think you will. Besides, if you don't, you can just come here and retire. Apparently, that's an option.
Yeah.
If you need to talk at any point, Corvus, you know I'm here. I'm not going to. If you want the opinion, on the outside of the rest.
I appreciate that because everyone else is saying the same things. And it's getting old. I'm sorry. I just wanted to come here to see how you're doing and your children.
They're probably still awake. Do you want to see them?
I can't clean up that fast, Archie. I don't have magic.
They've seen me at several stages of my day where I look like absolute hell on earth. You will be.
Yeah, sure. It'll be good to give him the first checkup, right?
Archie doesn't believe back thing in this around children anyway.
Yeah.
No, you see, the key is it's
I clean a person.
It'll be good to give them their first checkup, right?
RG's still wearing the pants she birthed them in. They're fine.
RG's they're just eating dirt. It's fine, kind of mother.
It's dirt. It's got something to help him, right?
He can't tell. It's just a darker shade of gray. So
they're just putting the element earth into them, so they will be more sturdy.
Don't worry. Even if you cleaned up before seeing the kids, they would make sure that didn't matter 5 minutes later, anyways.
Actually, he fiddles around in his pockets of his jacket, and he pulls out his glasses and puts them on. That's better.
Besides, if you need to clean up, we've got one of those weird cleaning rocks in one of the rooms downstairs.
Do you use it?
When I remember.
Wow. Rude.
Lovely.
If there's anyone who's going to be rude around, I think Archie's a good company.
All right, let's see your little rascal.
Come on.
You,
Go upstairs.
yeah, thankfully she actually uses the front door this time.
I'm not doing that.
And you head in with RG to, and she'll take you to what is clearly, basically just the room. I don't imagine RG's house was ostentatious, was it, Kronos?
Not really.
It's decently sized, but you just go into what's clearly a large bedroom where they have, Marissa and RG's bed, and there is the...
Is Mirror still... Marissa. Wait, what?
Marissa is up there.
Is she still pregnant or no?
Archie was the one who was pregnant.
Yeah. RG was the one.
I thought
Archie's the one who
she was
carried.
pregnant too.
No.
Okay.
Where Marissa is trying to hush one of the children right now who is crying, and she gives you a sort of tired smile, Corvus.
I think the decision was that beautiful body should be maintained and prevented from going through the beauty of pregnancy.
Marissa just goes, expected to see you soon, the town doctor.
Yeah, I lost track of time.
Come to see them.
Literally. Yes, and it's appropriate to give them the first checkup, right?
And she's actually going to walk on over to you, and she's going to put this child into your arms, Corvus.
Okay.
And Archie will take the other one.
Yep. The other one, strangely enough, is not crying like their sibling. Corvus, both of these children, they clearly have some of this tiefling heritage. The one you're holding has like tiny little nubs on the head. They're very blunt little things, but clearly where pawns are going to form.
That must have been dreadful.
And there is, can't quite see it, but you can feel like the little shifting movements of the tiny tail.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one just has the sort of same reddish hue that Marissa does.
Which one has the big fluff of hair?
Neither of them. They have not been that blessed of the big fluffy hair. No, that'll come later as a shock.
Yet.
Kronos, do you have names for your little boy and girl?
I do, as soon as I can pull up the thing. It's unfortunately in amongst a lot of different freaking files. There it is. The little girl is Ayla Gifton, and the little boy is Fenno Thaldir.
Okay. Yeah, so you are introduced to these little pair, Corvus, which Ayla's the one in your arms right now, which that crying actually stops rather quickly as you're holding her, which you're holding her pretty awkwardly, stiffly, as I imagine you would. Mm-hmm. But there's pretty soon those little coo gurgles wiggling about, just staring up at you.
Yeah. As he's told Margie would give him a little poke and say, put your elbow down a bit and support the head a bit.
No, sorry.
She seems to like you. In fact, you stopped the crying, so Marissa's going to take your shoulders, and she's just going to guide you a chair.
He immediately goes like, I know where this is going.
You take this baby, and that's fine with us.
Right, and sort of seeing that you've quietened that one, Archie's got the other one and they're silent. She's just doing this sort of like, okay, everything's calm, and she's just gently leading Archie back to bed. Corvus, this is where you're going to spend the night.
Yeah.
Eventually you will be allowed to put the baby down, but you're not allowed to leave. In fact,
he'll probably find a chair and just sit in the chair.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not the most restful night's sleep, because there are quite a few interruptions during the night where one or the other does awaken, and you are used. You are just shamelessly used. The twins seem to like you for some reason. They're just fixated on you. Okay. All right.
Monkey Corvus is a hit.
Yeah. Cassie.
Yes.
you soon arrive back at your place with Echo and Dadriel. Which, seeing that there's no one around, Dadriel doesn't actually sort of wait to go inside as such, and just goes, does Echo count as company for this?
That's fine.
Please, what's wrong?
Not so much that is wrong, but help I need that at the moment I think only you might be able to help with.
Oh boy.
This is going to help Michael in the long run once we get Michael back. I need to find my father.
Father.
Yes. Last I know, he was alive about a year ago, and I was hunting for him, but I was having no luck. And then I sicked Michael onto that, and Michael was happy to do so, but I think things with me occurred before Michael really was able to fully get into it. And the reason
You have any idea as to what his whereabouts or where to begin?
No, I don't, unfortunately. That's the problem. Every time I try to track him down, I don't know what he looks like at this point because it's been a very long time since I last saw him, but my brother Cirrus, who is acting as Michael's host, did. So I was hoping they could track him down. You probably have a far better chance than I will ever have right now. If you don't think you can do it, that's perfectly fine. I'll keep hunting. But I really didn't want to bother anyone else because
I'm not sure I can personally do it. I do have duties to Scrim and his people. But,
well,
I perhaps know some things to try.
Actually, Scrim might know what my father looked like.
I can ask him.
Because it was. I still want to slap him so hard.
He's doing that to himself.
But Scrim was the one who sent the forces that destroyed the airship my parents were on against Sadur.
If he was not part of it personally.
I don't know if he was, but my father was not a lesser known personage. I think he might have still been out there because my parents were kind of semi-famous mercenaries.
I have a suggestion of who you might ask instead.
What's that?
You have a different kind of angelic onlooker quite often. Hayes.
One. I don't know if I want to get involved with one. I have this tendency with certain angel types and violence, and I don't know if one holds a grudge.
Then I shall ask for you. It is not uncommon to see one of them turn up to observe Scrim.
Okay. If you would do that, I will thank you, and I will endeavor to repay the debt.
There is no debt.
Well, if nothing else, I will make you a piece of furniture.
I have very little need for such things, but if you would be so kind as to do so for Raziel, perhaps.
I was intending on it, even though
Actually,
he and I don't see eye to eye. Scrim? What does he need? And also, Yuling, this entire time that Cass is talking to Dadriel, if we're in the shop, Cass is pulling wood and planks and whatnot.
That he did not go in with you. He sort of stopped outside to talk. He just sort of goes, I'm a bad person to ask what he needs furniture-wise. Actually, I know what you... No, he would see that as weakness.
Try me. Probably needs a chair that will support his mass better.
He smiles a little bit and is going, "I'd say all of these chairs are rather uncushioned. He uses furs and such, but, well, I've seen the plushness of some things around here. A
Kinda
fine chair,
smiles.
a throne, perhaps," and he smiles a little bit.
I may have something that will work even better, and Cass pulls out that blanket.
That is kind. I promise you I will put whatever I can think to work on finding your father.
Well, if you can't, I still appreciate the effort, and
And even if Scrim himself is unaware, there are likely other Goliaths that were at the door. I can inquire.
I would appreciate it, Dadriel. I really would.
Keep hope. I'm sure he's alright.
The last time I was told he was alive was by one of the Moors, and therefore I haven't heard any changes. So, as far as I'm concerned, he's still fine.
And he's actually going to reach a hand out and rather confidently, just places it on your shoulder, upper arm, both his hands rather big. Gives a sort of gentle squeeze and just we'll find him.
Cass is actually going to do something very uncass, and she's just going to grab and bear hug him.
He rather than bear hugging you, he actually very gently wraps his arms around you.
She's bear hugging him.
Oh yeah, I know you are him, but his return, he does hug you in return. And he just sort of pulls you in gently, and it does make you feel a little bit like a child, just for the sheer size of him.
Size.
Yeah. You even get that.
Stopping, looking, and going, I don't know where that came from. I really don't. I'm not a touchy person.
Big on the huggers.
Huh?
Huggers.
He smiles down at you a little bit and actually pats the back of your head. Goes, "You're a child seeking their parent. I think you need a hug."
I'm more child now than I was.
Oh, don't worry, you'll grow out of that. It was funny.
I don't know, but I kind of enjoy having about 50 pounds less than I used to.
Oh, I've seen the way you eat. That won't last if you continue.
Do you know
Wow.
how hard it is not to feel hungry all the time?
No, I can't say I do, I'm afraid.
And by the way, did you call me fat?
No, I was saying you would become fat.
Okay, that's fair.
And he just sort of pats you back a little bit as he releases the hug.
Thank you,
What
Gabriel.
you didn't hear was the silent angel again.
What was that?
I said what you didn't hear was the silent angel again.
You will become fat again.
Cass is ignoring it.
No, it didn't happen. I was just saying what you didn't hear. It's
It's not all bad. Look at Millie. Everyone knows a little bit extra.
Yeah.
I will stop in if I hear anything, or, well, even if I don't, I will keep you abreast of this.
And I will try to figure out what to build for Scrim.
Oh, you know the sort. And try and make something that will comfort him without making him feel emasculated.
Casually comfortable, but evokes power.
Yes.
Cass
Yeah,
makes the lazy boy.
Yeah, the lazy boy really evokes power. Look at my dominance
they
as he
can.
reclines.
You're not worthy of talking to me. I'm going to lie back now. No, I will come up with something that will hopefully suit his furniture palette.
Furniture palette. That is not a term I thought I'd hear described to Scrim Hayerson.
Everyone has their favorite wood types or style types. He just might not have encountered them yet.
I miss Scrim.
But I'll get working on that, and when I have an idea and a design and something going, I will let you know.
He appears to be pondering briefly. Yes, I suppose everyone would have their favorite wood types. Right.
I mean, if I can get a hold of it, I know of a wood that, when properly treated, is like steel.
No.
It's a bit more
Let's focus
difficult
on
to
hit.
get.
Let's focus on screen. Well, for him, perhaps that would be a good wood.
Yeah, I've built a desk for the High General in Winden. I don't think he's managed to damage it yet.
That's all he does is just throw weapons at it.
No, you see what actually happened. He hadn't, but that whole world shifting did.
He's been attempting to curve Stenhouse was here in it, and it's so far he's gotten the S and the T in.
But no, I will look into getting more of that material, and I will get to work on that. But again, thank you, Dadriel. Now, as for our little friend...
The Echo is looking between the both of you.
So, what's your favorite wood type? And Cass is just grinning, and Cass is going to drag Echo into the workshop and close the door.
Yeah, Echo follows you in, and you close the door. Dadriel standing there for a few moments before, and he sort of looks up and goes, Argon. And he says to himself before he sort of vanishes in that angelic flight.
Argon?
Mm-hmm.
Argon, his favorite wood type.
Rowan.
Argon. And Cass is going to start poking, prodding, and generally trying to pull information from Echo as to what Echo wants.
Echo just seems to be they're looking around, and then they write on the site, easiest to work, softest.
Soft, okay. Cass is going to start pulling stuff from the supplies she has. Do you have any particular colors?
They write, we'll be changing it.
Okay.
Softer, easier, malleable.
Is there any... Well, it would be even easier if I have a specific size that you want to be, so you don't have to change it too much.
They seem to look at you briefly before just like raising the slated hand level with your head.
You want to be as tall as me?
There's a sort of grinding shrug.
Cass is going to pull out even more wood. Cass is looking at cork and soft pot and soft.
Oh, so she floats.
Right. Yeah. They don't seem to object to anything.
And Cass is going to get to work.
Yeah. Right, Cass, if you're going to work through the night, because, I mean, you're still feeling very awake, because as far as you guys are concerned...
It's been a few hours.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a carpentry roll, please. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, they seem to try to reiterate that, you know, you don't have to be too delicate features and so on. Proximate size and shape is the most important, so this isn't the most time-intensive thing. Getting the facsimile of the joints and so on is probably the most consuming part of it. But you are able to, over the entirety of the night, basically craft a big wooden dowel.
And that's... And Cass is building that's mannequin or a doll?
Both, basically.
Okay.
It's the size of a mannequin, but it is jointed.
Yeah, Cass is going to try and do ball joints in the thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Cass, invention of the real doll.
Jesus, okay.
Well, that
Moving on from that, back to the Feywild.
Well, no, I don't really want us to segue real dolls
Back
to the
Feywild. Gifton, after an half hour of wandering with a bemused Raziel, who's like, "Are you sure you've been here before?"
My mind might be wandering a bit. Sorry, brother.
You finally reach doors.
I'll be back.
If I'm to be honest, I kind of regret that this is probably going to be one of my last big trips here for a while.
You nervous about Hexenreich?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty scared.
He puts an arm over your shoulders and pulls you in briefly. Well, you are one of the fiercest people I know. Anything there should fear you.
Oh, that was a sweet lie you just told there. I'm not the fiercest person you know.
Well,
but I appreciate it.
Still, you'll be fine. I know you will. I have faith, hope as...
Ugh.
I know, it's saccharine.
It's awful.
What? So have you brought him to the Lalin nonsense yet? He says with a smile.
No, I don't actually know if I have. I'm not sure.
You've got my positive influence in your life. Of course you haven't.
Actually, you're the most hopeful person I know.
No, don't say that about me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to act even more morose?
You could try so hard.
So tragic, and I just need to give up.
Why do you do this to me? I don't actually even speak Hexenreich. I'm not going to be able to do anything there. I don't speak any of this.
What we try to teach you a bit?
All right.
Right, okay. So we're going to start off very simple, right? And he's going to start giving you little words like greetings, where is the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
You start to think that he might be teaching you some swears.
I hope he's teaching me swears.
He's teaching you swears.
My hope is
That's
a lie.
a requirement of anyone who tries to teach you a language.
I know what he's probably teaching me. Hello, I am small and need protection.
Yeah, probably. But it's sort of into this lesson that you actually come across the doors to Oberon's throne room. Those are ostentatious.
Well, of course. I mean, the grandest Fey Lord in all the land would lie beyond this, his mighty throne.
Well, let's get this done while he's off with his lady love. And he says with a little bitterness in his voice.
You can sit on the throne for me. That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be delightful. And he's going to push the door open. At which point you are met with the sight of
Oberon and his lady.
Titania sitting just on one of the sort of larger sort of side chairs that's in here, with Oberon leaned against her, sobbing his heart out against her chest.
Oh, is this a bad time?
The racking sobs suddenly cease, and you see Oberon stiffen, and Titania just sort of smiles sadly at the both of you. No, we were just doing a performance, weren't we, dear? And Oberon quickly sort of leans up and goes, yes, a reenactment of one of my favourite fables, and I lost a lover, and what brings you back to my throne room?
I was gonna look around for that sword you said might be under your remember?
Yes, of course.
Oh no, walk over. That performance is quite good, my lord. I'd love to hear more about it.
I'm afraid such a heartfelt performance is only for the sword. Yes, and he's standing up very quickly, and he's heading over to his throne. As he does, Titania sort of reaches over and just sort of squeezes your forearm a little bit, Gifton.
Can I kind of give a worried look?
Starting to remember.
I didn't catch what you said there, you.
He's starting to remember.
Oh.
Let him have his pride.
Yeah.
And Orion just quickly sort of moves aside the throne, and as you see, there is a small box beneath it recessed into the floor, which he moves aside and scrolls in for pulling out a dagger that seems to match the description Turiel gave you quite perfectly. He sort of holds it up, clenched it by the tip like one with a throwing knife. This one.
That would be the one.
And he quickly waltzes over and with a face that looks as happy as anything, not even a mote of upset on it. Smiles broad at you as he gives you a flourishing gesture, bowing down with it, reaching it out. And for you...
Thank you. I'll take it lightly.
Don't do anything that would upset my dear. I'm sure she won't, Ron. She'll be very careful with it.
Yeah, I'll be very careful with it. I could stay a bit if you want some company. Or would the two of you prefer to be alone?
Oberon doesn't reply. There's still that smile on his face, but you see his eyes flickering a little bit back and forth as he's thinking. And Titania's just looking at him before going, actually, we were just about to depart, so there's no need to keep you.
Oh. Okay.
But, I don't suppose that you would be available for a visit if I called upon you soon.
I'm gonna be in Hexenreich, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get back as easy.
Then perhaps send word when you arrive back.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'm gonna miss you both very much.
We look forward to more of your company. Oberon was telling me that you have quite the cute little deer form.
Yeah, we were gonna go frolic in the woods together as deer.
I look forward to that. In fact, I think we could spare a little bit of magic if James wanted to join us. And
James would be fun.
Raziel smiles a little bit and goes, perhaps. Thank you for your generosity, my lord, Oberon. And he's actually going to give a very respectful bow to Oberon. As if, reminding him he's in power here, he is the lord here.
And I will give a deep curtsy.
My Lady Titania, and he sort of redirects the bow a little towards Titania as well, for holding his arm out to you, Gifton. Right, shall we go, Lady Greysteel?
Yeah, let's go.
And you start to head out with him. You hear Oberon call out, I hope your good health remains.
I'm sure it will. It was given by the best.
Of course. And the doors just close shut behind you as you leave. Right, let's go, shall we?
Hey.
As the person he needs.
Yeah. I just break things.
No.
Let's go.
No, we're not leaving on that.
Oh, of course, we've got a long walk. And we have so many things to think about on the way.
He's actually going to take your hand in his as he starts walking. Gifton, you saved me. You know that, right?
I ruined you.
No. The path I was on was ruining me.
Can we just expect that everything's rubbish and we're writing it out?
That would be my usual sarcastic response, yes. I care about you. I don't like seeing you beat yourself up. So many of you do. Even hurts me to see Corvus doing it.
Am I really weighing him down?
No. He's just in a bad place. Sometimes it's making him lash out at those that care about him know how to direct it.
I don't know what we're supposed to do anymore. I had a harebrained idea when he was on his ramble about I thought about just going out to the dreamer and yelling at him for a minute.
And you're hoping for some echoes to reach back.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've seen out there. He saw me.
He has had a unfair weight of duty put on him. I've bore that, and I would not wish it upon anybody. I hate that was put on you to open up and his cell, and then this whole responsibility of bringing all of this back.
Well, somebody has to do it, right? And I guess most of my part's done.
Well, he's gonna sort of, his eyes flicker down to your stomach briefly, and then that sort of mirthful smile returns to his mouth. Mostly, I suppose.
I'm pretty sure I could trade these off to somebody. You look like you could bear some children.
Oh, do I now?
Good fine hips.
Mm. Oh, these are quite fine hips. I've had better, but I almost did have a child once.
Oh, you did?
Almost.
Tell me about that.
Right, okay. Well, it was about 900 years ago, and he's going to start telling you a little story about one of his previous hosts and his little wavering of duty. There was someone that he cared about, and you're basically going to get this little tale of how he almost gave in to temptation. It's hard to say how much of it is true, but you get this tale nonetheless.
Any story from Raziel, you have to guess how much of it is true, or if any of it.
More than he'd like.
Right. Everyone else, where do you want to re-emerge, by the way? Are you coming back into your kitchen?
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna teleport us. I'll probably teleport us by the inn because okay. Dingus's door gets linked to wherever he uses his thing.
Yep.
And I'm trying to leave it currently linked to the airship because that's where it was last used.
Okay.
So I'm trying to write that out.
In that case, you will re-emerge at the inn. It is about 9 a.m. Those of you that are early risers may already be having breakfast at Carrick's.
Yep.
Oh no.
No.
Corvus, you are asked to go and get a resupply for the foals.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a list.
No, the innkeeps already know what, they should have a parcel there for us.
Okay.
Easier if we don't have to go out,
He just kind of sits up and stretches a bit. I'll see to it. I'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Corvus.
And, anybody not going to the inn, Telde, you would have, reactivated in the middle of the square as people started coming about.
Yeah, given the shutdown is more or less a just
sentry
low
mode,
power mode where I just see and hear everything anyways.
He makes Windows XP noises, right?
I like to occasionally consider him just randomly entering into conversations that are accidentally happening beside him.
There was a pigeon resting on you. It startles a little bit.
Eat it.
I will attempt to move gently.
Yeah.
So as not to disturb the pigeon more than necessary.
Okay, you do get... Actually, I want you to give me a stealth roll, please.
They'll throw. Ooh.
I
This
get
is
him
where-
easy
This is
throw
going to
off.
start crapping on you like the statue you
Okay,
are.
you do get about 15 feet before the pigeon realizes, hang on a second,
It's moving.
why am I moving? And takes off. You are actually bumping into Corvus as he's heading from the Fowls Place into the main square.
Jeez. And I thought we both had better perception than that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Morning to you, Tata.
Hello. Have you slept?
No.
That would
Oh, well.
explain your hair.
Also kids pulling on it. Yes.
They're not coordinated or strong
Did
enough
you
to pull on
have
hair yet.
children?
Have
No.
you
Have I been
seen
out that
newborns?
long?
Yes, the fuck they are.
Yeah.
They are Argy's kids.
You have had children with Argy. That seems
No.
unusual.
No, they No,
Have I been gone that long?
no. Tilda, she was pregnant. She had her kids. I was there to check in on them. They aren't
So you
my
should
kids.
if you their father. Oh,
Uh,
they're not your children.
They're not
Have you
mine.
given
They're
up your
Marissa's.
Oh, totally. Such an
I
easy
see.
time. All right.
So does that mean you are still pining after Cassiopeia instead?
No.
She slugged that out of him.
I shall have to update my schedule then.
I might be into that.
The fact that you had a schedule involving that, I'm sorry.
Some of you humans have very confusing relationships. It is best to keep it written down somewhere.
Well,
For instance, Gifton has many brothers who are not her brothers.
I hope you have a short circuit, whatever your headache equivalent is.
Spreadsheet.
Yes, it
Sure,
happens
it's gonna be a
quite
brain
commonly.
aneurysm, you
I'm going to
monster.
say that you guys are heading towards the tavern as you're having this conversation for the sake
This
of my
is
own sanity.
Arguing conversation,
Yeah.
yes.
Shaxon, I think you might have been one of the only ones that actually get a properly restful night, unless you choose otherwise.
He would have spent at least part of the night working on the more of the friggin' familiar he was building.
Yeah, that's fair enough, because frankly, it's hard to get to sleep when you are feeling rested. Yes, but you also make your way to the tavern. Cassie, you may have found
Yes,
a new
sir.
fear as that stone golem was discarded. The wooden puppet was inhabited and like sort of rose up like every horror maquette you've ever seen.
Terminator.
The horrible jerky motions, and you did I imagine you did the little traditional up and down draw.
Yeah.
Clack, 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 clack.
Yeah, and that starts clacking. Before there's that brief moment where the doll looks at you and just motions for something to write with.
Cass is going to kind of push over a piece of paper and a charcoal stick with a pole.
And they start to write on it. We'll have to make vocal cords. Do not have a soundbox like the automata.
Oh,
Sorry, that's a little beyond me.
They shake their head a bit and goes, "I will start forming this. Thank you."
You might be able to talk to Shaxon into it.
And they shake their head again and just write again. I can take it from here. Malleable form. Good wood.
So cork is your wood then.
They incline their head a little bit in that sort of I guess so gesture.
All right. Well,
Is it okay if I remain here?
Yeah, if you don't want to come with us. But
Do people not fear the unusual anymore?
The unusual can be feared, but at the same time, weirdness abounds.
Danilo kind of lives in this fucking town.
They sort of shrug a bit and then just sort of gesture towards the door as if like lead the way then.
I mean, after all, you've seen our group, and we're kind of central to this town, so you'd be able to move about here, and once people get used to you. But come on. Just don't do any major changes while you're in front of people. That might freak them out because, well, body horror.
They just nod their head and gesture again.
And Cass is going to lead Echo along.
Okay. Carrick.
Yes.
So by the end of the night,
Reaching drakes.
yeah, you have newborn drakes that are hungry, loud, and then slept, and then woke up again.
Hungry, loud, slept.
And unfortunately, I looked them up, and they're semi-intelligent.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Into 4, they can understand Draconic.
Yep. Which you're just
Which is great.
getting little rumbles for food, attention.
Mhm.
Warm, please.
I'm taking care of them.
And Talia is just giving you that look of, you're not leaving me alone with these.
They're coming with us
That
next.
was the other Carrick.
There is the other character.
That was the entire point of other
Yes,
Carrick.
that is the other character.
Yeah, she's still giving you that look.
There's the other me to take care of him when I have to go.
Oh, so you get the shirk all responsibility off, huh?
No, I'm gonna go save the world.
Well, that's such a big deal compared to this.
At this time, I probably have both of them, holding both of them in my
If
arm.
only you could ditch them onto your grandmother. It'd be like her getting dogs.
I
I mean, essentially they are.
No, see, the worst part is part of me is tempted to go. Going to Hexendrake. We might find more. Airship!
The entire conversation they're having really just reminded me of the woman where's my super suit conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The greater good. I'm the greatest good you're gonna get.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
my super?
eventually, you will be let go.
I figure I spend
Mhm.
most of the day until I.
Now, is he let go as a result of getting his other him to start doing shit and she doesn't notice?
Do you want to risk
No, we're
that?
probably marked by this point somehow. She's figured out how to tell the
Probably
difference.
tell
No,
the
what
difference
she's
because
done
one of
is
you
she's
isn't
put
exactly-
a conical dunce cap on the simulacrum one because it can't figure out things on its own.
I can see that.
So, Carrick, you
I was
need to
gonna say-
start stealing that hat.
Just going, I
Because
don't know.
one- Now, one of the two of you is a lot more agreeable, surprisingly.
Yeah, no. Eventually, you will be let go. If only that she was supposed to go to the tavern today, and that is now being forced up on you to open up properly.
Yep.
Right.
You've got brand new puppies and you're ditching your wife with them.
So you
Oh,
are
yeah, I'm willing to take him to the airship.
you are
Pet
in
fire shit.
in the tavern as everyone filters in, and you're just sort of starting to get chairs off. Get the main stew of the day simmering, porridge going. When Gifton is when you will appear outside.
Casting mend on my pant leg to fix where one of them decided to chew on the leg.
You're staying here, right? Or are you staying with us?
I'm going to stay with your family because the forge is right there. And
Yay.
mhm.
I win.
Yes, sheer Lullin relentlessness wins once again.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
That's clearly the only thing I know
Yes.
about being a Lullin. Dadriel still hasn't had time to tell me anything about them. You are told me the most I know about them, and Ilan hasn't told me shit either.
Well,
I don't know anything about them.
There is no other information you need other than what I can tell you about the wistful little fools.
Oh. You sure that I'm not descended from like some really sarcastic angels instead?
No.
You
Damn.
both?
No, I think the most utterly gullible Larin that ever lived believing anything that a Mirror's angel will tell her.
Oh, damn it.
Come inside. I'm sure they have made cookies.
Cookies? Well, I guess it is. What time is it? Noon? It's gotta be noon. All right, let's go in.
Okay. The party is reunited as Gifted and Raziel walk through the door.
Good morning.
Careful, these are for
What do you mean,
RG.
good morning? It's afternoon, right?
Oh yeah, by the way, everybody, there is a fucking horrifying wooden doll waving at you all and Gifton. The jaw clacks up and down as if it's speaking, though no noise comes out.
Oh,
I want to read the drakes to it.
oh sweetie. Do you just
Why am I picturing the output from Venture Brothers now? Oh no!
all right. Hold still. I got you.
Jax is just going to calmly
I got
look
you.
at, like,
All right.
not
I'm
reacting
gonna
to fear for anything.
I'm gonna true polymorph it into a human body.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, what's it look like?
Please put clothes on it.
Can't do
Oh,
that.
No, I'm saying that happens.
Looks like a humanized version of a nymph I saw at one point.
Okay. Does this make clothes?
No, it
Nope.
doesn't.
That's right. Carrick's saying, please put clothes on that.
Ah. I suppose that'll do. How long does this last?
I can make it permanent. I just gotta think about it for a little while.
If you
I'll be
can give,
back.
Okay.
Did you Kendall
You
it?
wanna?
if you can
wanna
give me a
adjust-
few hours to just keep this in mind.
Well, if you want something else, I can do something else.
Oh no, if I have a few hours to make this
I'm gonna hold the
meme.
mirror up. You make this if you want, I can solidify it and then you can adjust further. Can you do that with this?
I mean,
So
honestly,
the problem that might override what it is capable of naturally.
no. And it's just sort of holding its hair in front of it, looking in the mirror. Does it look okay?
Well, I mean, you've got a lot here and quite a bit there. And,
Is that good? Is that bad?
It's attractive.
You'd be considered quite a fine person by the standards of society. It is very nice looking.
You're fetching.
Well, that's fine then. Yes, if you just give me a few hours in this form, I can make it mentally more me and not changing it. I mean, I'm talking about it's sort of the other way around. Fitting myself for it. That way, once you let it go, it's easier to bring the wood to this. You understand?
You don't understand. If I just think about it for like an hour, it's stuck that way.
Well, that's inconvenient.
Do you want me to not think about it for an hour?
Oh, you can only do it for an.
No, if I do it for an hour, the wood will stay in that shape.
But can you do it for more than an hour and it would not stay in that shape?
Well, I'm just wondering, can you still adjust it if it's fleshy like that?
I could, but then I. Oh, actually, why would I want to take it back to wood? Yeah, I suppose that's fine.
All right, well then I'll just hold it like that for an hour. I just wasn't sure. Can you adjust it further if it's like that?
Yes, should be able to.
Okay, well fine then. We'll do that.
Marvelous. What is it
Here,
I am
shortcut you a little bit.
feeling?
That would be cold or hunger.
I feel it on my skin.
Cold,
Maybe the cold
maybe.
because they are
Right.
naked.
I want to fix that.
Corvus.
He's off delivering thing. He said, I'm out.
You've picked up the hamper.
Yeah.
Alright, Corvus has left.
Oh, you've been abandoned. Cassie,
How tall
do you
is
have a spare dress about yay?
How
Oh, I do.
Oh, that would be excellent,
Not
Talday.
that dress, Talday.
You're not there.
I reach into a bag and pull out Corvus's dress. I mean, that dress.
Yeah, the pink dress. This will have to do short term till we get you something fitted
Yeah.
proper.
How do I stop
Wasn't
the wobbling?
it poofy too?
What wobbling?
There is some chest motions.
Oh well, there's a type of clothing you can wear that secures those,
Okay.
but it's actually considered
This-
fetching to have them wobble
My
a bit.
vision keeps being impaired.
Hair.
Or
Eyes?
blinking.
Blinking.
Yes. Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Just when your eyes
All
close.
right, I'm gonna go over and start helping her into the dress. This will handle some of the
It's
cold.
doing that
feeling.
without me wanting to.
Yeah, that's natural. It's your body protecting your.
I feel like I'm
eyeballs.
doing it more now.
Yeah, it's because you're thinking about it. Stop thinking about it.
I have not had a form like this in a very, 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 very exceptionally long time.
Welcome to my tent.
Okay, so you just put this on me, yes?
Yep, just arms up.
Mhm.
That's what these are. These are arms. Okay, up. Good. All right.
This one
Head
is
through
from
this
the
little
other
hole.
arms
There
up.
you go. All right, good.
Oh,
Yep.
she's undressing a naked lass. There's a dwarven client that has just opened up the door, and is just standing there, jaw agape.
You know us, dirty little fae. I say over my shoulder. I better put it back on. There's witnesses.
There's no need on my account, lass. And he's just gonna walk in and take up a stall near the bar.
Is this one of the normal?
Mhm.
He is actually
Doing such great things for my fae creation here.
there's just a sort of wave over his shoulder of like, oh, I don't care.
So we've missed a day, huh?
Oh, you have missed more than one.
What?
If you just got back today, it'd be
It
5.
was 4 days.
It's funny that you say that. Each of you is going to receive a message.
I'm guessing
Each
it's
of,
thing.
each of you is receiving. Yes, it's ending. From a unfamiliar voice, saying, "Relaying this once more. Checking to see if you have returned. Contact Scarlet immediately." Message ends.
Yep. And Jax is actually going to tap the earpiece because he has one. Scarlet. Hello, Captain Scarlet. Terribly sorry we were stuck in the Fae. We have received your message.
It's been trying to contact you but all the last couple of days.
The Fae does terrible things.
Right, well, we are currently parked over the middle of the ocean right now, but we have started to hit severe magical interference. I didn't want to press any further.
Well, we will be there as soon as we can.
Right, okay, good.
Within the next we should be within the next 2 hours.
But, I mean, technically, no hurry. I was just worried that you were all dead.
Apologies for that.
Yes. Right,
You will.
how does this thing work? Because I wasn't able to get the message through to you.
It is strange. And I think the time displacement from the Fae did not help with that.
Right. Well, okay, then hopefully I will see you all today.
We'll do the best to do that as soon as we can.
And she does not reply.
Anyone who still has things to do should hurry, I suppose.
We have to bury Corvus.
I can go get him if necessary.
Are you referring to
Might be best
both?
if you would tell Day.
Day? Because
We have 3 Corvuses to bury up in Tarnstead.
That sounds about right.
Well, let's pick it on it.
It's just putting things in the ground, isn't it?
It's saying goodbye.
Well, I can do that for you if you want.
Oh no.
There's some ceremonies I want to do for it.
Ah, I wouldn't know that.
I don't think
That's
you'd
what
know
they're
the
gonna
things
do.
to say goodbye to them for me.
That's a personal thing.
Yeah,
Oh, very well then.
it's a parting between friends that you're never gonna see again. Not sure you'd relate.
There is a
you
visible
said-
frown on her face. A tragic thought.
Yeah, well, I said I don't think it's something you'd really relate to.
No.
Yeah.
No, I suppose. Huh. I've never considered that motion before.
Yeah. Well, our existence is very alien to yours. Or to what the dreamer approximated you from. Echo.
I have to say,
Anyway,
I am.
it'll
That is a morbid thing to come from a brother's mind.
maybe it comes from fear. I don't know.
Is there any way I can help?
You're welcome to come along if it. I don't know exactly how you could help, but it might be good for Corvus to have you there.
Would you like me there, Corvus?
He's not here right now. He wandered off.
Yeah, by the way, Corvus, you did receive that message as you were walking, well, you probably just dropped things off at the falls.
Mm-hmm. What, the echo message or the Scarlet
Scarlet.
It's the
message?
Scarlet message.
Revert back, see if Saxon can contact you
He's
or
replying to the
whatever.
poor mage just behind to send out a mass message.
They've been in the Feywild. Sorry about that.
I mean, somebody had to, I guess.
Don't worry, it's gonna be what's his name over in Winden somehow.
Listen,
What's
I appreciate you talking with us as much as you do, Echo.
I haven't had anybody to talk to for a long time.
Well, if we're gonna be going out, I guess there's no point in that. Shall we go wait at Corvus's?
That seems like the best option.
I am going to take out Faithless and offer it out hilt first to James.
And he's going to sort of raise an eyebrow briefly as he takes it from you.
I trust you to bear that.
Well, certainly.
And if you decide something, me or Dadriel will be there for you. All right?
Yes. Do you want me to alert Turio?
I'll leave that to your discretion. I trust your judgment. I smile.
My gullible little darling. He's going to sort of squeeze your shoulders.
Well, somebody has to be. I actually trust the both of you a bit more than you. I probably should.
Okay, if you're including Turio in that, then yes, definitely too gullible, and I'm not even joking that time.
Tariel's my friend. Maybe she's a little
Demony.
twisted than she was, but somewhere deep in there, still my friend. Deep.
Maybe I'll summon her up and stab her with
there.
it, see what happens.
I wonder if that rat would.
Oh, if you do, she can have marks just like I do.
Do you guys think
If you get it done, we could be twinsies.
Wow, that is...
That is dark.
What?
I do love the little dark streak you have. What are you wondering about the rod, Carrick?
If there's something wrong with her, I wonder if that rod might help her.
We're talking about the combustion rod.
You're not gonna explode the demon.
I mean, would you figure you'd be immune to that? I mean, I don't know.
Demons still explode.
Well, I suppose we should find out if it's mundane fire, which I doubt, but it could be. Or if it's some sort of radiant thing, or that would involve testing it.
Yeah, but what is it humane to test on?
Oh, not going to... I was about to say... I'm sure we could find somebody that's been affected by the feeble mind spell and would rather risk death than... I don't know.
But that has other ways to be fixed, doesn't it?
Yes. But it would test it. A rodent? We could feeble-minded rodent? That's not going to do much, is it?
You could use it on Oberon.
Oh, who's being morbid?
I
didn't think that was morbid. I thought that was actually a reasonable thought there. He's nigh unkillable in the Feywild.
I mean, that's the big thing is we want to know.
It might heal his mind.
And that's rather, yes, I would rather know what kind of combustion this is, because if this is a define level magic, then...
I mean, I guess using it on Morgani is still the safest mode, because we would assume that it would encapsulate it, right?
Sort of. I mean, it's kind of, if it's going to hurt Morgani, then fuck, what else, right?
Yes. I mean, the thing is, if we can use it to help...
I think we could get an archangel that would be willing to let us use it on him.
This will sound terrible, but we could find another demon.
Oh, maybe Turiel knows somebody.
I'm
sure. To be perfectly honest, I would not be surprised if we find some in Hexenrack chained up somewhere.
I'll be frank, I know plenty. Remember, I spent time...
Well, do you want to be in charge of testing with the Rod of Omar while we're gone?
Would there be demons that are willing to...
Don't be trading your soul off while I'm gone.
I'm not going to trade my soul, and... Carrick, this is going to sound awfully careless, and even more so considering that we're technically talking about people that have been horribly mentally altered, and my own fate might lie down that path, but fuck their capacity or willingness to give permission. They are demons.
Yes,
I mean, at the point that they are no longer able to really just make the decision for themselves because they've gone real crazy.
Yes, I mean...
So...
We
James,
seem to have a good report.
I'm going to pull out the Rod of Omar. You're in charge of testing this while we're gone.
You're good with that?
I think. Does anybody here have any objections to it?
I do not.
Have James tested on a demon?
Seems fine with me.
Oh, Lucian's going to be ecstatic about he's going to get to see a demon summoning.
Oh, he's going to learn so much from you while we're gone.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm doing a bad thing teaching him this, but...
He may already know how to do it.
But it is fine.
That is also a fair point. I'd rather he did it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, make sure if you're teaching him anything that, he does it right. Do you need any, I've got ruby dust and diamond dust. You want some of that?
Oh, don't worry. Louis should be returning shortly with the things I sent him out for.
All right.
The one thing I will say, just because of where, just make sure that you didn't have a gifted little ones stow away, because
I will be doing it far away from Beacon itself.
Right,
yes,
stow away.
Please make sure that Rinson doesn't learn how to summon a demon. I have enough problems in my house.
We have enough world-ending calamities going on. I will make sure that does not happen.
I did not want to call him out, but he was the one I was thinking of.
Listen, between Rinson and Thaldir, I'm going to get early gray hairs.
Don't worry, this will be far from any of this.
He broke another window.
as is
Vincent
fitting.
or Thaldir?
You know, those little tiny windows are getting really annoying to have replaced. About ready to decide we don't need them anymore.
For those who I left in the panic moment yesterday, the guard drakes have hatched.
Congratulations, I think.
They're very reminiscent of pseudo dragons. In yes, we're gonna pet Merrick. So I guess that was Merrick picked up there.
Dingus is looking at you curiously as well. You mentioning baby drakes. Dingus like babies.
Yes. Actually, comparative, because I actually didn't look what size they were. I don't actually know if
size.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, as
A
babies,
full
they're...
grown is like a horse or bigger.
Yeah, so they're probably bigger than the pseudos.
I had one
then.
thing that might be fun to try if you're wanting to do some experimentation, James. So we've got this really interesting thing of sacrament. I was thinking if we pour some of my blood into it and we make you try it, and I could be a holy conduit for you. What about that sound?
I'm not going to become your warlock, Rotgren.
Oh.
It would be an interesting switch around of the usual situation.
Wouldn't it just? Maybe you should offer it to your husband.
Maybe my husband should offer it to you. Yeah. That's a thought, isn't it?
That is a
God,
thought.
Making production of Oros.
All right.
Jack
Well, here.
calmly pulls out a pen and just starts scribbling some stuff down. That could be a very dangerous recursion loop.
Well, Actually, I suppose we need to find. Wait, if I fully disconnected myself using that knife, then all that's there is.
And brownies basically seem to cleanse faith because we do. You'd probably be okay.
No, perhaps if without me, he'll be drawing on Rickville. I don't want to risk that.
No, we could always try your brother.
My brain went on over cutting off.
Which one?
Lucy.
Lucia? What? Wait, you. Are you suggesting drink some of his blood?
Yeah.
Lucifer is an arse, and I will know.
You don't want the ass blood.
I don't want arse blood, no.
But we go back to having some of Kara's blood then.
Well,
Or we can try Dadriel.
Look, I'm going to. I will say that there might be some merit. I mean, I don't want to just subsist a half-life with just a little bit of divine thing reminding me of everything I am missing out on. But if there's some way to rekindle from that, then we've got clever minds. Look, after this whole apocalyptic nonsense, perhaps this is a course to follow.
Okay. I do think there's some merit, though, to stopping the corruption to save what we can, you know?
Yes.
So it's really untread territory. Continue to.
I mean, wouldn't it just be a real kick in your father's face if we got you back to being an archangel and he didn't get to do anything about it?
I've got a question.
Would that make you an independent archangel?
Do you just... He's sort of holding the knife and staring at it like...
Just stab yourself.
Yes, do you just stab yourself?
You don't just stab yourself. I actually will hike up the back of my shirt a bit and point out my big scars.
There's nothing back there for me to actually interact with.
Yeah, I can see it though. That's why I was saying I think me or Dadriel could do it. I can see your connection still.
Right, okay.
I think that's what's got to be. So you need somebody who can see that to do that. That's what I'm saying. If you don't want me to do it, have Dadriel do it, maybe.
Right, well, I don't think I'm...
probably a bit squeamish. He's a sweet boy.
Yes, I wouldn't ask him to.
Let me do it. I think I could stab you and be
Don't
alright.
get too excited. I'm going to take your Hexenrec trip to think about this.
Alright, but I'm ready to stab.
You are very eager, and he's sort of just tucking this knife away in one of his bags.
This is the hide the knife before she finds it.
That's why I put it in your control. It's your decision.
That's in the person explodey rod, right? Am I taking any other defined should be locked up items?
We probably shouldn't carry understanding around with us. the glove.
I can't see any problem with taking understanding with us. I trust it in your care.
I was just concerned about.
I'll be frank, I'd rather it in your care than mine. I'm not the best person. It's a lot of temptation, I'm just going to say that.
It is.
If we'd like to keep it at least out of sight, out of mind for now, I do have the solution to that.
I should carry it. Echo sort of waves a hand.
Shax will very calmly pull out the tiny box that he was keeping for Leomund's secret chest. And he's going to cast the spell, because he hasn't activated it yet. And so, actual chest. Well, he is the actual chest as well, and Bayo pulls that out, and yeah, he's activating Leomund's secret chest.
Wouldn't you like to know my viewpoint on why we should wake my brother up as quickly as we can?
I would like to hear it.
No, it's a true understanding. No,
That's it?
no gloves for me.
No glove for you.
No gloves for now.
It's worth a try.
Well,
Actually, Carrick's not that much of an ass. Carrick should be like Carrick takes gloves. His gloves
What
off.
what if I gave you true understanding of our position and why we're scared of that?
I'm relatively curious to see if it would work. But
I mean, it would be interesting.
I don't think my nature will allow it, no.
Okay.
No, can't risk not being able to wake him up.
No, I'm not saying we never wake him up. I'm not against that.
I don't know that for sure.
No, no. I was figuring she meant that she might forget about trying to.
No, I don't think that's what. No.
Not so much that. More that I'd become convinced that it's too scary to attempt doing so, and then, I don't do it, and then that's my entire purpose of being gone. And my brother never wakes up, and we never reunite, and
I mean, technically, you're never going to reunite with him. You've already said that you're nothing, right?
Yes, but I use the me as in the they out there.
They're going to reunite. They're forever. They already have reunited.
That's
how you've been explaining their existence, right? It's always.
No. Always still has a path. And a continuity.
Does it?
Yes.
Then why is it he doesn't understand that?
It's a little different than what's here.
It's fine. We're gonna find out that the dreamer is just the more special of the bunch.
All right. Well, I'm just going to write you down as being a coward for the glove.
Am I a coward?
Mm-hmm.
Please stop trying to go thing.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just learning about myself. It's hard to get context on your own existence.
I'm teasing you. You're not a coward. Fine.
What am I?
I'm just a person trying to figure things out.
You and that's all the information we can glean of it.
So how does
My mouth is wet.
Your mouth is wet. Would you like something to drink?
Mouth will always be wet.
Well, that's ridiculous. Just making it wetter.
No, I was just say usually it's when it's dry you need to worry about.
Have you swallowed?
I have a really dry mead.
Have I what?
Swallowed. Like that.
Just waiting for that. Don't swallow the tongue.
That's all the time.
Wrong pipe.
Stands up.
Didn't like
Listen,
that.
the doctor really should be teaching you things.
At that point, Corvus is actually going to walk back through the door.
Teaching what?
Swallowing. I'll tell you a secret of the universe if you tell me how to swallow well.
Right, so we were gonna go bury your.
So about.
Yeah, we know the Scarlet called. We need to get the funeral done so we can head back. They are holding at the edge of magical interference for us. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to Beacon.
Yes, that's for now.
Slightly suck your cheeks in, roll back your tongue, and let your throat relax.
That sounds horrible. Yes, Jackson. If you can put this in there for now.
Also, you all need to talk to Archie at some point. She's quite annoyed with everyone.
Can't be annoyed at me. I've been getting like freaking alcohol orders from her for the last bit.
Have you visited her?
I had to go buy and get some.
Yeah,
Well, I
she said,
mostly I talked to frickin' Marissa, but
yeah, well, her kids are fine. They're
To be fair, I've been dodging Archie herself. She's been pregnant and cranky.
yeah, well, she would like to see you all at some.
And plus, there's the other me to keep the drakes because I do not think those will go well with actual babies right now.
Well, might I suggest that everyone takes an hour to get things wrapped up in town, and then... Well, I'm saying this as if I'm going with you. I'm not.
You're not coming with us?
I'm here with Lucian, aren't I?
Well, I mean, for the
Oh, that was Raz.
Yes.
That was Echo again. Sorry. For a second.
This will sound like I'm talking myself down, but I'm not. I'm talking you all up. You don't need me. And it's important that we get this sorted here. And Lucian is a bright young man, but I believe leaving him in such a project alone, even for a little bit, is recklessly irresponsible to the extreme.
Well, and considering we did just find out he's been alone for 5 days.
I mean, your husband and wife were around the forge at least.
I don't know anything about what's going on with that.
Basically, he should have a experienced wizard at hand.
Yes.
He needs supervision.
He very much does.
He does.
But
he's well meaning at least.
promise me if things go wrong. I know there's interference and so on, but try to get word out, and I will teleport myself recklessly into that mess to try and help. Actually, no, I will pay to Dadriel to carry me in, is what I will do.
Yeah, I was going to say, the two of you
In
can
fact,
come roaring in together.
And if it goes wrong, you pray to Dadriel, he will get me, and we will be
The two of
there.
you will come in. Yes.
Speaking of which, I actually meant to ask you something, Raz, about the interference.
Yes.
Does it prevent teleportation within its own one, or just in and out?
Within, when you're within, the Hexenworkers have their own spells. You're familiar with this concept, yes?
Yes.
I mean, even certain adventurers will have slightly varying spells than others. A lot of their teleportation magic is keyed in to their own land. I recommend you try and grab a spellbook and learn it yourself. If you can find a high up mage's spellbook, you'll probably be able to travel fairly freely.
Yeah, I was
Wait, you're not that kind of wizard.
I am.
Yeah, if we
not.
land in the port that was left, that I left behind, then I know where we can find him.
I may be
Well,
able
there you go.
to take enough notes off of it to figure out how to adjust my own spells.
Yes.
Gifton is going to start cycling her Hexenreich she's learned in the last couple
Wait, is that
hours.
Echo?
What?
No.
Did you?
Oh, what? The yes, you're looking at the
he's never seen
the
me
lady
yet.
in your dress.
Yeah.
They wave at you. Yes, hello. That's why I was offering the secrets of the universe.
Right.
Gifted, you're not supposed to say that.
completely Just based on that. Why are you in that dress?
I was told.
Right, clothing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has some spare clothes they want to grab for Echo.
This does not fit very well, I have to say.
Yeah, you've got a lot more
Just
busts.
looking at Gifton going, I have half a set of clothes.
I was just saying, she's still like cast height.
Well, I mean, you usually have full dresses, dear, that you wear that just don't go the full way. I'm sure they'll work fine with her. She just might show a bit more thigh.
It should be everyone's dream. I'm not saying that in character.
So to show a bit more thigh than usual.
Kind of wish you were playing Archie right now to be able to say that one, don't you?
I'm
Yeah.
actually turning at Echo and going, okay, so here's a key. You know where I live. The door to the house is just around the side of the building to the shop.
She doesn't know how
What do I do with this? She's waving the key.
Have Raziel show you once we're gone. I'll let you.
Oh my!
Oh, am I staying
He's
here?
coming with us.
Oh, I could stay
I
here.
thought he was.
I thought he was going to the. Oh, you mean right now to go on the? I am jumping forward in time. I apologize.
Fine, I'll take her over. I'll let her in.
Well, what are you going to do for the next hour before we head off to Tarnstead?
I need to
Build
make
a
a list
throne.
of materials. Yeah,
Why are you building a throne?
I made a deal. And Cass is just turning around and walking off.
She's making a not emasculating chair for a scrim.
Oh, that's going to be lovely.
Is that a kind of boat? It sounds familiar.
This is a person.
Gifted has a slight twitch of her eye going. I am trying everything I can right now to hold back the urge to use wish to cast message to Scrim to ask him why he needs non-emasculating furniture.
I am guessing he was not his idea. I think
really,
he's in town.
I really want to do it though.
Yep, sounds like better use of that type of magic. She's using which ninth level spell. Oh no, yeah, you can guess multiple. That's
I cast lots of ninth level spells, so I'm just
I said, oh yeah, you can guess multiple.
yeah.
Normally it's one. That's why first my brain went, wait, only one.
I should check in energy, but I also probably should go take care of the drakes before we...
Go say goodbye to your wife is what you need to go do, because she needs to know that you're actually going to Hexenreich and not coming back.
That was part of the
Don't phrase it like that, though.
Yes,
She's coming back eventually.
it will be an extended delay.
Right, I'm going to go make sure that Lucian hasn't blown up the forge or
Missing
something.
down?
Yes.
I think we would have known that part up at least if it had blown up.
Oh, it's the habit that we have of missing the obvious identity.
Yeah, us directly, yes, but I do believe Care would have very well had known an explosion close to their house.
Right, shall we go see your family, Gifton?
Yeah, I probably should go say goodbye.
And he's going to get up, and despite the fact that you're in human form, he's going to look at you expectantly, and he's going to hold his hand out.
I'm going to put my hand in his.
No, hop on up. And I'm not going to see you for a bit. I want to see you.
Alright, I'll take my ring off.
Right. And that way I don't have to wait for your short legs to keep up, and he's going to walk out with you.
Dick move!
Oh,
He's getting an earful the whole way! You're lucky I've got a true polymorphine cast on somebody else right now, or I have a different target!
You should just calmly... What you should do is calmly climb up his arm, to his shoulder, and then thaumaturgy times 3.
Okay, right. Cassie, you were taking Echo back to yours?
Yeah.
Right.
And
You...
Echo's staying behind, right?
Now, Echo was coming with. You guys are free to try and leave her here if you so please.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Echo was coming with.
Echo wants to stay where Corvus is, and we hadn't told Echo we weren't taking them places.
Okay, so yeah.
Echo is acting under the
I'll be-
assumption that she is sticking with you all.
I think also bringing her with is probably the best thing for us, rather than leaving to her own devices.
yes.
I mean, all that could horribly happen to her is Miris is going to snap her up and throw her back in a cage somewhere.
And problem solved.
Also just leaving to her own
Problem
devices
solved,
to
really.
get bored. I mean,
So-
leaving to her own devices to get bored and then decide, actually, I'm going to try and wake up my brother.
No, I feel like
In a long
if we leave her alone for any amount of time, Miris is really going to snap her up.
She's just gonna hook up with Raz and Lucian.
Okay, yeah, you are able to take Echo back to yours and sort her out some clothes. Indeed, the way your clothes are made, like there's a lot of ride up at the back, Cass. So you have some stuff that could probably be altered with some extra fabric.
Stuff that looks more like a tabard on her than...
Yeah, basically. But
Yeah,
with
the
some
front
extra
skin
fabric,
part.
you could alter stuff, you know. It
We're
fits.
gonna make her some mini skirts.
Yeah.
The thing is Cass is closer to the bus size
Yes,
that I'm
it's
envisioning.
less alteration than trying to get other stuff to fit.
Basically dropping the skirt part.
We
Or
could honestly probably get her to wear some pants with
Yeah.
those things and they'd be fine.
exactly, yeah.
But it's just, my clothes won't fit
It'll be
her.
really
I'm
odd
very
style,
small-chested.
but she won't care.
Yeah.
She
We can
doesn't
actually
know
take, and we
better.
can take the time to make her proper clothes
Yeah.
then.
Yep. So Cass will get her set up on various stuff and actually get her the dresses for the time being.
Because Cass has a fairly ample top, as I recall. So I figure a nymph probably.
Well, at least it was going to use.
Don't fit you anywhere.
All right. So beyond the obvious of like saying goodbyes to your family and so on, is there anything anybody wants to do in that hour?
Cass is writing down stuff and placing an order for materials.
Okay. Yep, you can do that.
Corvus
She's
is
gonna
just.
leave it with whoever who can ever get it fastest.
There's actually likely a person associated, if not directly working for the military here, that helps handle the shipments into town because they're kind of one and the same at this point.
Yeah,
still,
I'm ordering exotic woods.
yeah, they will get your order put out there.
Yeah,
Right.
exotic woods, exotic oil, resin, whatever it was.
Yeah, what is Corvus doing?
Corvus is going to the basement and sitting in the corner staring at his dead body.
Mm-hmm.
He will instruct Hadwin if they arrive to lead them down to the cellar.
The sunshine you are.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys gotta have your film, right? Alright, Talday, anything in particular?
No, I think I should probably be there to help carry the bodies, but I'll just go to Corvus's place and
Okay.
stand out front.
Okie dokie. Shaxton?
Probably just go back to his place, clean up and gather the final things. So probably need to add out.
Okie dokie.
Much else left.
Carrick?
Saying by, of course, making sure that there's also enough stuff coming in for all the critters that now inhabit.
Yep.
Because the number is growing.
Oh, who thought that?
Okay. Right.
Hey,
I was like the answer.
these are the case of the suit of the eggs that haven't hatched.
Gifton, anything different beyond just family time?
Just family time.
Just family time. Okay. You're able to do your goodbyes, spend a little bit of time with loved ones and so on. Before you had all talked about getting the bodies, right? So most of you will convert at Corvus's and head on downstairs. Where, there's their bodies down there. Remarkably, like don't seem to be decaying a lot or anything. It's only been a few days, but that should still show some more signs than is taking place.
All right, Carrick, you got this.
Were we taking 3 or 4? I couldn't.
3 bodies.
Okay.
Oh, was Echo brought along?
Yeah, Echo's here.
Well,
I'm assuming Echo's here. Did you bring Echo here, Cassie?
Echo's probably following me around. So
I was just saying, just did Echo bring Echo here?
Yeah.
So these are supposed to be him?
Mm-hmm.
After I fashion?
Yes.
Well, they were.
Or
I suppose there's some resemblance, although less metal stuff in you.
Yeah, stuff.
Not really sure exactly what happened there, but he did something to himself. Himself.
Did many terrifying things to himself.
So you said you're going to say goodbye.
Yeah.
How?
Mostly it's a very ineffectual ritual or act by which we bury them into the ground, assuming that the world can kind of reclaim them in a way, and then we will verbally say nice things about them, sometimes not so nice things, and then we're gonna weep a bit, and then we're gonna leave.
But they're not there to say anything back.
Correct.
No, but it's more for us than for them, because even if they can't hear us, we still call to them, you know?
You should just, if you're going to say goodbyes, you should just bring them back in to do it.
I will get in trouble if I do that.
At least one of them we're not capable of anyway.
Oh, strange, but
It's one of those things for mortal creatures like us that when we pass, there's supposed to be no coming back. But some of us have very different rules. All right. So Carrot, can you handle this many people?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, good. By the way, you're like that now. I'm not doing the spell anymore.
oh, thank you.
So
Oh, I thought you were talking to me and expecting
if
me
you
to move
wanna,
up.
if you ever want me to redo that and you decide you didn't want to be human anymore, just let me know. So that's permanent.
I'm sure I can. I mean, being an elf is easy. It's very close to this. I'm sure I could handle it. Could you turn me into a horse?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
This is how.
Do you like horses?
I landed in a field of horses when I first arrived here.
I can do that as a temporary thing if you prefer, only for a bit.
You can try going half-half like me.
I mean, I was pondering it.
Though I've never walked on 2 legs, so I can't tell you how you'd handle 4.
I mean, they just do.
Well, we're handling this first. We'll talk about you becoming a horse later.
But I'm sorry, is this disrespectful?
A bit.
Ah.
It's usually a much more somber occasion.
I apologize.
Usually this type of thing.
It's okay. We understand that you don't have as much of a grasp on it, and I kind of glance over at the bodies, and I think honestly he would prefer more questions and such in this occasion.
They're like brothers to you, aren't they, Corvus?
Curve's time. Pick up the 4th.
No, I'm here. He just kind of laughed in his hand and shook his head. I guess you could say that.
There are other possibilities of who he could have been.
Oh, I mean, that's easy to see. I mean, they're alike, but they're not the same. Each of them to each other.
Just half expecting to say, of course, they're dead.
No, it doesn't have that kind of the concept of dead yet.
I look over at Carrick.
Which way are we traveling?
I was asking if you could handle it.
I said I was actually waiting for Yuli to say, because I did go over and try picking up. Can I carry these 3?
Oh, yeah, not gracefully, but yes.
Carrick,
But one of
Yes.
them's in a box.
be careful. Don't disturb the sheet.
Were they out of character? Were they piled up to the other?
We have a
No,
coffin.
Corvus is on the table, and then the weird things are in a box. Yeah.
The
And all,
The coffin.
This is under the sheet.
you don't want to know what's under the sheet. Just don't disturb
Okay.
the sheet.
I want to know what's under the sheet.
What's under the
It's-
sheet?
A very bad spell.
I'll trade
That
you
will
knowledge
trip.
of what's under the sheet for Universal Secrets.
I'm gonna walk over and lift the sheet.
You should.
Seems almost like you are attempting to give away these universal secrets.
I mean, it's a trade for a trade. How you things
Look
do
up.
it, right?
Come here and look under the sheet with me.
They're going to go over and look
Don't.
under the sheet.
Where's the sheet?
Carrick's a good one.
There are runes scribed into the table that start to glow.
I don't remember you telling me this.
I
Yeah.
don't remember this at all.
I told you, I have traps laid out in this room.
Yeah, not on
And
the
you said,
table
"Don't worry
though.
about
You were
it."
using the table.
Yeah. If the sheet is to stir, if the trap goes off.
No, that kind of shit you gotta tell me, Marcus.
I did. He said,
I
"Don't
remember
worry
you did the
about it."
ones on the walls. You didn't do the ones on the sheet on the table.
As that is happening, he is going to snap and cast an anti-magic field over that area. Can you listen to me
Oh
for
my god.
a couple seconds when I tell you not to do something? And
Right.
you go ahead and do it.
Bags of holding, everybody.
Yep. Bags of holding.
Oh, and
larger
explosive
than the
clothings
area
for
is
the
that?
people that have magic shifting outfits.
Yep.
Anti-magic field is quite large. 1 second.
10 feet.
It's 10 feet.
Right, yeah. That is 10-foot radius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Around him,
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty sizable in a room.
10-foot radius around him, so that means he would either have to be within 10 feet of the table at the time,
But it's,
or
look,
would need to
the
walk
size of this
closer
room,
to it.
Yeah.
It's a small room.
yeah.
Ah,
It'll
great.
be easy enough.
Yeah. Yep. So there goes everything.
So there's a sudden cacophony of
Yep, I'm just
items and
going to-
outfits.
Be suddenly very small and
Cronus
folding my
removed.
arms angrily.
Bags of holding just become normal. Like they don't pop everything out.
Oh,
they just can't
thank
be
God.
accessed all
Okay.
the time.
Yeah.
It's the
We've,
outfit.
we've,
that's
had, we've
pop.
gone over that
Yeah.
multiple times.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna remember this shit. I don't expect it to keep happening.
Well, we need to ban anti-magic then.
Well, yep. People
Is
back
my right
into
arm and
default
leg technically
clothing
magical?
on their outfit. Is what?
My wooden arm and leg technically magical?
Sort of. It's magical in the way that a dragon is magical, so they won't stop working.
Okay, it won't stop moving.
No.
That's what I was wondering. If I lose the ability to move it while in the field.
No, if they were summoned by magic, they'd poof out of
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's more magic has made them grow and become part of you. It's not animating them as such.
Mhm.
Right, but yes, Echo sort of looks down at you, Tiny Gifton,
Mhm.
and then looks at the sort of clothing that's scattered around you, which I think that's a few of you that are wearing those.
I just start picking up my clothes.
And start
Unfortunately, it's always defaults back to the nighty
Uh-huh.
outfit every time.
Ah.
Why was the nighty the first outfit I put in there?
You're excited.
Perhaps it would be easier if you had simply explained that.
I was going to before people.
Golvis, you do this thing where you make it sound very mysterious and foreboding rather than do often.
Whatever.
There are things that just spontaneously happen with this group. If
You could
let
have said
me
there is a trap.
I did!
No, you did not.
You did not.
You
No.
said don't disturb it.
And then when someone said, "I'll tell you the secrets of the universe for what's under the sheet," you just said, "Just leave it alone." You didn't say it's a trap.
It's fewer words than you were actually saying.
Cass at this point is done with this and scooping up the coffin.
This isn't very interesting.
Well, he turned the magic off. He doesn't like magic, so he turns it off. Which is funny, because he made a trap out of magic.
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. Well, are you going to eventually dismiss your anti-magic field, or am I going to be stuck like this for a while? I say, motioning at my outfit.
Derek's holding.
Where did your mask go?
I never had it.
Ah, you have a mess.
I think I steal it from him.
Oh, perhaps there is a shared
Just
source.
sharing this. The gray zone just has a pocket of mass that we borrow. And
Oh no, it's animal rules.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shax, could you grab those clothes for me? Since I kind of have my hands full, please.
I can do that. And
thank you.
Jack will grab that along with his own stuff.
And characters start walking upstairs with the other bodies. Well, the other bags.
I guess we have to now because there's anti-magic down here.
Okay. Alright, eventually you head on upstairs and get your magic items reacquainted with themselves. Holding the bodies up between Cass and Carrick. Not hard. And once you are up, you are going to whisk off to Tarnstead, I presume?
Yep, everybody's ready.
Are you doing the travel gift, or am I today? Well, for this
I have
one.
said 3 times, Carrick,
She wanted
would
you
you
to do it.
please cast the magic to make us teleport?
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I said I kept asking you to do it.
Right. And for the desperation of you wanting to actually get us to next session,
Today.
you are all able to whisk your way over to Tarnstead, where you can, well, essentially give Corvus's alternate selves their funeral. Any particular area that you want to bury them?
I don't know about the spot where his dad was buried, so I can't influence for there. So
Marcus?
I will see.
I know.
Marcus hasn't said anything in a while.
I'm just got back. What's
Oh.
internet?
You're in Tarnstead.
Sorry.
Funeral.
Oh, fuck.
Where do you want to bury them? Alongside Dad's what, in the alleyway?
Just go to the house.
Oh, okay. Right, you go as close to the house as you could, and you can try and find the approximate spot, because as you get deeper into the town, remember,
It's just the big
there's a
pit.
hole.
Pits.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast Move Earth. This is why I wanted to save some spells. And make 3 spots in the ground.
Okay. Right. And putting the Corvuses into the earth and recovering them. You
Look, I'm sorry for what happened. I'm not doing too well, okay? And I know I'm not one of your pity, but just I don't even know where to begin with any of this anymore. Okay? Just do this, get it done, and let's do something else.
My friend Corvus was a very educated man. He wanted to use his knowledge to change other people's lives. He wanted to help them. I would see him going about his day, a young man, so confident and thoughtful. He really liked telling people how things worked. He really liked being the person who could share that knowledge with them and guiding them through it. He relished it. And he also liked knowing he could do things with his hands and he could see results. and I think he didn't always get the respect he deserved. He was my friend. And at some point, he decided that he didn't want to be around me anymore. And I don't really know what happened in his life, that he decided that he couldn't. And he went on a different path. And he did things that I'm sure he convinced himself were the right thing to do. I'm sure he thought he was in the right when he went back to the gentleman after we tried so hard to pull him away. And what he did to himself with the gentleman's tools and with the gentleman's stuff, and what he was willing to do to make the changes he decided we needed. But he stopped trying to know the people he was trying to save. And I don't think he knew the kind of saving they needed. He decided that their lives weren't right the way they were, and he would correct them for them. And I think that's where his life went wrong. Because he stopped listening to people around him and being curious of the people around him in his life. He saw only goals that he decided for himself and for others. And I am very sad that I lost my friend Corvus. And my friend Corvus. And my friend Corvus. And apparently also my friend Corvus, because there were 4 of them. But these were all possibilities of the man he could be. Just like there were probably so many possibilities of the person that I could be. I look over at Telday and the person that Telday could be. And I lost one Telday already. And I lost one of my brothers already. And now I've lost my friend far too many times. I hope that they find rest. And I hope that they find peace. And I pray to Himor to guide them safely home. And then Gifton's going to step back. She's got tears going down her eyes.
Echo's
Gifton
watching
and
you.
Norris. While Gifton and Norris are doing checks, will have politely kind of stepped off and gone a little ways away, pulled out the metal remains that they'd pulled out and the melter, and it's just melting all of it down.
But nearby.
Mm-hmm.
In the vicinity, basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a terrible smell. That's not bad for us.
Right, okay. Echo was looking at you, Gifton, as you say that. Sort of she looks at you, Corvus, and just goes,
Corvus is just trembling.
"May I?"
Just waves ahead.
Echo's just going to walk over to the graves and is regarding them curiously for a moment. Before she sort of crouches down and just goes, "Didn't know you. This is all a bit strange, but if my brother remembers anything that is right, this is not the end for you. As you shall travel on starlight to sights and sounds and life anew. I hope your next experience is a good one." And then she just nods and stands up.
That was very nice.
It's just how things are. Should be.
Character step forward. Well, Corvus may have stepped away from all of us, but different Corvus came to be, and I don't fault either one for any beliefs they have. Definitely didn't always see eye to eye, but I hope you find rest.
Long, awkward moment where we see if anybody else steps forward.
I will not.
As long as none of the bodies stand up and start saying anything.
I shall miss me and me and me.
Mm-hmm.
But not me.
Echo's actually standing there in the sort of silence before she slowly looks over at everybody and just goes, what now?
We
I'll
go.
get back to work. I'll walk over to the nearby tree. Everybody ready to go to the airship?
Jax will come back with putting away the.
Echo's looking at you like you're fucking crazy. She's
Which
gonna
one?
come over. Gifton.
Shaq? Or, okay. I'm asking her, like, which person? 'Cause
I know
we're
what
kinda
that is. That is a tree.
Yes.
It is a tree, yes.
Yes. Everybody ready?
You were made out of tree.
Oh, we get to make an airship?
Not quite.
No. And then I open up the gateway between the trees.
Oh, okay.
That is far less exciting.
I am much more boring. I wonder if I could do that with you. You're made of wood.
I mean, didn't you
I'm
technically...
not thinking who are made
I am made
she-
of
she would have
meat.
longer.
Isn't there a time limit with this? We should proceed.
Yes.
I think we'll discuss
We
this
cast it
as we're
again.
going through, probably.
You know,
No, you have to cast it again.
I'll cast it again.
I kind of actually want Echo to be back to tree form to see if it could have been.
Everyone head on through to the airship, which is where we will end this week's session.
Yay.
Okay, everyone take a cool 4,000 experience points.
Oh.
Everyone take
Cool experience.
1
Nice.
point of your piety of choice. And we will do the same time next week.
I'll take a delicious piety of making Oberon cry. Thank you.
Yay.